you. Why are you standing there in plain sight? You need to hide. This place is not safe for the likes of you, especially after dark. Ah, I can see by your confused expression that you do not fully comprehend the danger you are in. Perhaps you thought to enter here and find some amusement. But you picked a poor night to come visiting, my friends. It was a night just like this that it happened. The man who lived here went stark raving mad. They say he dispatched his entire family. Sometimes you can still hear the faint echo of their screams in the dark. His spirit now haunts this place, looking for others to dispatch. He's out there, watching you from the shadows, creeping ever closer. Come here. You can hide with me. I'll keep you safe and sound.
Hey everybody, welcome to ETHAUNTIA Campaign 2 Superstitions. We'll be starting here in just a little bit. We have a pretty fun show tonight. We left Georgia in a horrible situation inside the creature. What could go wrong? Her brother will save her, right? Right? If you haven't been a part of this before, pick up yourself some Streamloot cards to help support. Of course, you can always join our Discord for the upcoming games we have here in December. And then, of course, your Streamloot cards. This is how you kind of help the show out. I will put on screen here a little demo for the cards and how it functions.
Blackened out, I see the light.
Well, everybody, welcome to the show. Tonight is ETHUANTIA episode 3, Winter Hunt. I really am excited to see how the hunt stuff works for this. We talked about the Spirit Lodge. They're in the middle of combat right now. We're finishing up the Spooktacular, but today we get into the heart of the campaign. This group of 4, and out of the 4, 3 of them are made for hunting. The 4th one is a man lost in time and plains. We'll find out more about him as we go on. I'm going to be bringing each of the individual players' background in and highlighting them in episodes. But tonight it's, can the siblings save each other? Is anyone actually infected? And how are we going to rebuild this house that's getting destroyed by this gigantic creature crushing everything in the Spirit Lodge? We'll find out more after the intro. Hey, Georgia. How you feeling about your situation?
I don't think I can have feelings right now. This is survival mode time.
Oh, okay. You don't have feelings. All right. No feelings for you. No feelings for you. Okay. So you're in a little bit of a crummy spot. I won't lie. A little bit of a pickle. A little bit of a pickle. Is there anything that you would like to do to start this off as everybody is racing to get to you in the house?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a decision to make.
You do?
I think the first thing that I would like to do, seeing what I see and feeling the urge that I'm feeling, could I go ahead and make a knowledge religion roll?
Yeah, absolutely. While you're on the inside, I don't have a problem with that.
I kind of want to see if I can figure out what is going on here.
It's not a religion unless you're wanting to know about Golthok. If you're wanting to know about the creature, it's a cult.
A cult. Okay.
Yeah. Cult. Just a
Cult.
Okay. Cults. Oh,
Putting the cult
cults.
back in cult.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. We're
neat.
making sure that O is strong.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Can you?
That or yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So I will put do you guys have the ability in the background to put yourselves on the map, or do I have to do it for you?
Let's find out.
No one should be on the map right now because this is a brand new place. Here we go. Boop. I'll just put all of you on. Move yourselves to your positions on where you were in the house last time we played. For those who don't know, I had to make all new setup. Don't ask, don't tell. It's fine. And then here you go. George is in the center.
Cool. So, chat, this is a great time for us to remind you that you too can be part of the game by buying a patch from the ETHAUNTIA store and giving it to somebody who's in a real jam.
Are you in a problem? You in a jam, Allie? Are you in a little?
It's define.
Are you a little fuckaroony
into that jam? A little bit. I'm using my patch immediately.
Okay. Yes. No. The second one was a 10 by 10. It rolled down the stairs. It's probably like right here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason it is that large is because in the old table I couldn't adjust sizes, and I fixed it for this. So anyway, Allie, what you got?
That's way better. That was a 19 on the die for a 26.
26. I will give you two questions. What would you like to know from the inside of this creature?
Okay, I would like to know basically if I take this hand, what am I agreeing to? Like, what are the undertones of this?
It just sounds like you
where's
will
the
be
fine
one
print?
of the disciples of Golthok.
Okay, but what does that mean for
That means
me?
that you will be given powers from Golthok.
Okay, but what do I have to do? What do I have to?
You don't know. You don't know enough about this deity other than it is a creature of. The creature itself seems to consume the identity of others.
Does that? Okay, this will be my second question. Does that include his followers?
There is no followers. There's only Golthok. Correct, Todd.
I'm gonna go cry now. Okay, cool beans.
So the answer, I'm assuming, is no. You're turning it down.
I'm actually, I am going to.
Are we gonna have Allie with another character that is an absolute fuck show?
I'm going to.
Kelly's face. Todd's face. Drew, he's laughing his ass off. What could go wrong, buddy? It'll be fine. Come on, Allie, what do you want to do?
I'm going to flex my hand and reach out, and as I do that, fur busts open and covers this as I produce a gouging claw to cut myself out.
Is that a spell?
Yeah, it's my cantrip.
That's a fucking cantrip?
Yeah.
All right, well,
I got a werewolf arm. Let's go.
werewolf, bear, whatever. Give me your roll to hit. From the inside, it's a pretty low AC. It's more about doing damage, but you do have to roll to hit.
All right, we love it because this hits like a spell instead of using my strength.
Okay.
That's a 16 on the die, so that's gonna be.
It hits. It absolutely hits.
We absolutely love to see it. Okay, cool. So damage.
Some of us
time.
do. Some of us do. Other of us aren't excited about it at all.
Allies do. Allies enjoy this.
Allies enjoy it.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Fucking nonsense.
Alrighty. That is 7 points of slashing plus 2 persistent bleed.
All right, with that, Allie, I would like to remind you that you can spend cards to do extra damage.
Let's go!
All right, so I'm assuming you would like at least a common, right?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
So,
I'm
as the group as a whole, let me bring the cast on here really quick to ask a very important question moving forward in the show. That's not everybody. This is everybody. Does everybody always want to keep monster part cards at all costs? So never spend green cards for damage kind of thing, because I will never spend them on you if that's the case.
Dawson 80 played this card.
As I go from bottom to top. That's how I spend cards.
Sure.
Okay. So emotional heal we'll use for a D4.
Okay, cool.
Would you like to use a medical science? Medical science is an extra die of healing. Would you like to use that for a D6 added?
Let's do it, because I know I personally have played at least 2.
There's a couple of them. And then do you want to use a purple card for an extra damage, or would you like to use a crit card?
Not a crit card. I'll use.
You don't want to crit this gigantic creature
Oh,
that is going to
that's
fuck
what you mean. I
everyone's
thought-
life up?
Yes, I am. Yes, no, that's a yes. That's a yes. I was looking at the max
Is
crit
it?
over there, and I was like, okay, no, let's go.
So we're going to use
I'll
Allie and
crit it.
Serving Hands for the medical and the emotional. And then for the crit, we'll use Serving Hands. Basically, you hit. The way it works is it becomes a crit as long as you hit with the purple card. And that's our 3 cards we're spending for you. So you get an extra D4 and extra D6.
Cool. Awesome. I just rolled those, so the total damage then is going to be plus a crit, so that's going to be 12 plus.
Max the first half, roll the second half. And we did find out, Todd did a little research for us. He found out that weaknesses don't get doubled. Wouldn't have mattered anyway for the one that got doubled. I think it was fucking toasty anyway. But we find out the weaknesses don't double. All that goes on top of the stack after the math is done. Learn Pathfinder 2 with us.
26 points of damage.
26 is a lot. 26 is a lot. You know what it isn't, though? Enough to kill it.
Enough? Oh, no.
So your first action was recover. Your recall knowledge. Second action was to attack. What do you want? Or second action was to cast a spell. Is that a spell and attack in one?
That's 2 actions. That's
You're
me.
done.
That's
You're
me.
spent.
Mic drop.
You're spent. You're spent. So
No
now,
actions left to Ace Ventura your way out of this rhino.
now everybody, we start with initiative for everyone. We have no initiative in here currently. I'm going to flip the page. I'm going to put us on tonight's episode, and we are going to start our initiative, because what could go wrong? If anyone out there, by the way, just as this a slight pause to the game. If anyone knows where to find a dope-looking soul punk or Victorian clip instead of a goddamn chip clip, a good one, I'm looking for one that I can put in my book to hold the pages down in this thing, because this book is so hefty, I have to clip the pages down. Just as a heads up. Yeah. The big old one. Any like cool steampunky ones. Don't look now, Drew. Just make a note for yourself for later. Make a note for yourself later. Okay? Okay. Awesome. All right. So let's get our initiative together here for the crew. I need some murder dice for the night. What do we feel like today? Do we feel like ETHUANTIA dice? I feel like I should be using ETHUANTIA dice with the ETHUANTIA game. I have my beautiful skull dice. For those who don't know, there is going to be a new chest coming out here pretty soon. Riddles and I got to do a little talky talk, but we know we're going to be making something cool soon. All right. Everybody ready? Everyone got their initiatives? Also, pick your skill. It'll be perception as your base. Unless you were like running in here and you would like to use athletics, I would allow that. If it's going to be like a knowledge check, you could do knowledge if you're in the middle of doing a knowledge check. All those things are viable for this scene. Perception is always the go-to, though, if you don't know. Okay? Dump these puppies out. All right. Oh yeah, I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I'm gonna put mine down first. I am currently at a 21.
Ooh.
Is anyone above that?
Yes.
I am not.
Who's above?
Well,
22.
22. Anyone above that? No.
Also,
All right. So Regder, everybody else is afterwards. All right. Who's after the 21? Who's next?
I have an 18.
Okay. Anyone above that? No. Maria, Todd, what do you got?
12.
Okay. And then Allie, what do you have?
I'm also a 12 because I rolled a nat 1.
Oh. I mean, you are inside of the beast. Makes sense to me.
It's a
In the
nice
belly
bonus,
of the...
though.
In the belly of the beast. Yep, of the
It
creature.
is a nice bonus, yeah.
It is, yeah. All right. Okay, then that starts with the Regder. Regder, what do you want to do? Sister's involved.
Refresh my memory. Did I set this thing on fire before we stopped?
No, I swallowed her whole, and that's where we left it off.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'm doing. And I was using survival to do this because I'm pulling out a torch and lighting it and setting it aflame.
Now, I will remember, we did say when the storm died, all of the lights went out and all the eyes of the creatures in here to set the scene a little bit for everybody. On top of that, you don't hear the lightning storm anymore. The crack of thunder and the screams that follow from the spirits is gone. The snow is still falling. But the house, the haunt that covered the entire house has died out. You can see this place is kind of in disarray. It's not in good shape. So you choose
As
action to
opposed
pull.
to-
Well, before it was like it was like a working cabin. Like you've been here enough times. It doesn't look like it's been maintained in some time. It's like dusty. Things have gone. That breakover seasons haven't been fixed. All that kind of shit.
So the quality of our environment was an illusion.
Correct.
Oh shit. Yeah. Pull torch, strike it, light it.
Okay. One action to do torchy. Give me a roll to hit. I will start us. Are we doing a capture or a kill for the hunt here?
Kill. This thing's too big to try and capture inside the house with my fucking sister in it.
All right. 2, 4, 6. She got a crit, so that automatically does the first one. All right. What do you got there? Would you roll to hit? Remember, it's a minus. Didn't we find out it's a -1, Kelly? Isn't that what you said for improvised weapon?
-2.
-2? Okay.
If I'm using it as a club to just strike it
Doesn't
and not
matter.
throw
Still
it, does that
Doesn't matter. It's not a
Okay,
real
cool.
weapon.
So, Dex 17 to hit.
Do you feel comfortable with that?
Well, not with that face.
Yeah, I wouldn't
That
either.
goes on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable with that? Yeah, I'll
Are you
re-roll
happy
it.
with that?
Are you happy with
I'll
that?
use a patch. That's a nat 20.
Okay, nat 20 is crit. That's another 2. I do take fire damage.
We said D6, yeah?
A D6
For
crit.
torches?
Yep, D6.
Okay, so D6 plus my strength is 2, so 8 plus 4, 6, 14 points.
So
plus
max the
their-
first, roll the second.
I did, yeah.
Okay. So what's total? 14?
Yeah, 14 plus the fire damage weakness. Which
Already got that added in. As it ignites and it gets a reaction, it lashes out. It will hit anyone who is within 15 foot of it. How many people am I hitting in the group here?
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Makes me happy.
Fair
It's
question.
so you know, it is a reflex save. Allie, you don't have to worry about it. You're on the inside. We'll get to you. Reflex saving throw from everybody.
20.
Okay.
I got 24.
Okay.
Nice.
18.
Okay. Anybody feel like they need to use a patch or anything before I give the DC?
I feel like I can't roll much better than a 16 on the die, so
Okay.
I'm gonna stand on it.
Standing. You're looking for a 18 for the save for half.
Okay.
Okay.
Total damage is 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage as it lashes out. Tendrils fly everybody, hit everyone. No one critically failed, right? And no one failed?
Nope.
Right.
All right, so it hit. With enough impact, it is breaking like the stairs, putting holes in the wall, busting banisters. If it were to have made full impact with you, you're pretty sure it would have sent you flying.
You said 15 points?
15 points. So you take half.
So half of that is 8. Okay.
7. It's rounding
It's
down.
round down in this game.
Oh, no shit. Neat.
So
Okay,
that's
so
actually
28.
gonna be-
All right. You have an action left, I believe, there, Regdur. Would you like to do anything with your action?
Yeah. Can I make... Oh.
Second attack could be at a -5 or 4, depending.
Yeah, I'll try and hit it again. Try and hit it again.
Okay.
Ugh. That's
Ugh.
a 1. So that is a miss.
All right. Natural 1 is a critical failure, though.
Ah.
On a critical failure, I get 1 point back because it's a critical failure on your successes to successfully hit it. So we are currently at 3 instead of 4 because it takes 1 away on critical failure for the capture or kill. Sorry, kill. That is all your actions, correct?
Yes.
All right. Takes us to the next in line, which is me. As the creature lashes out and pushes everybody, all the tendrils suck back inside. Mouths start gnashing at Georgia inside to start this off. Georgia, I have a pretty good chance to hit you. You are considered what used to be flat-footed, which is now called what, Todd? Correct me? It's not flat-footed anymore. Off guard. Does a 18 hit you?
Okay, so let's see. For off guard, that is going to remove the dex bonus or the armor bonus.
Just -2.
It's just a -2. Does that include the shield?
I mean, you have to use an action to have it up.
I have to use an action to have it up. Can I have it up as a reaction?
You have to have a feat for that.
Like, is that... Okay, cool. Just getting that out of the way.
That's
Yes,
called
18.
Everston living, and you don't have that yet. You're level 3. Yeah, but that's Everston. So, I only do 8 points of damage. Do I need it?
I'm down.
Oh, you go down? Oh.
I had 1 hit point.
You see, so that's my first action. My second action, I will begin the consume process.
Oh, fun.
During the consume process, so you know, Allie, when you go to make your saves for dying, they are at a -2.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. I have a third action at penalty. I think I'm going to take that on Regdur because he's the closest, and he lit me on fire. Regdur, I did not appreciate getting lit on fire. Does a 16 hit you?
No, it does not.
Swings once. You see your sister's face push against the flesh, and her nose starts to peel through it. And her eyes are closed. She's got a big gash across her face. That takes us to Maria, who's entered the room. Maria, things aren't looking good. What would you? How do you enter this scene?
Okay, so I think I mentioned it before, but I haven't had a chance to use it. But
Sure.
we'll get to that. So I'm going to run in. I stop about 10 feet away from it,
Okay.
even though it hit me with its 15 foot.
Okay.
I'm going to try and empower my weapon by doing exploit vulnerability.
Sure.
I got a 24.
That
so
hits.
that's at least a success.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm gonna try and roll to hit it.
Okay.
And that is a... that is a 24 to hit.
24 hits me.
Okay.
So that's the second success. We're back up to 4.
So then...
Oh, actually, we'll wait till you do all 3, because if one's a crit, I'll count it as 2, obviously.
Yeah. So then it's going to be 7 points of slashing damage, and then I trigger the non-magical fire weakness.
Okay.
As, again, it kind of flares with, like, that bright sunlight from the summer court.
Mm-hmm.
And the heat flickers off of it. And then, because I see that Georgia's face is, like, getting kind of pulsed out, and I don't want it doing another sonic boom, for lack of a better term.
Yep.
I'm going to take another or another strike action at a -5.
All right. And what was your damage for the first one?
That was 7 points, I think, but then it triggered the weakness.
So triggers fire damage. Okay, so
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. I mean, that's not a crit, but it's very close.
okay.
What was it? 18 on the die. So then 23 to hit.
23 hits me.
Okay. And then that is another 7 points of damage, and I trigger the fire weakness again.
7 again. Okay, so all right. I am looking really bad right now. We're at 4 for our kill hunt out of 6. Is there any other actions for you, or is Maria done after lashing this thing, lighting it on fire twice? Is there any other actions for her?
Nope, because I used it I used the one action just to make sure I could channel properly.
Okay. All right, then. Well, then, that will take us to Burke. Burke, you notice some, like, bear-like fur in this thing, a bear claw. You do know that you saw this creature take over a bear at one point in time. One of the mouths has, like, a snout with teeth, and it is pushing, right now, one of George's hands out the mouth and, like, gnawing on it as I'm trying to consume her. What would you like to do?
Even though it is an amalgam of all these different creatures, it is considered one creature, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I will tell you that from basic knowledge, it looks like it gains new abilities upon consumption.
That's no good. No, we don't.
I do. I mean, the monster does. The monster does.
Now, I don't know if I have any particular thing I can do that would immediately remove her from there. I think my best contribution is
It'll
going
be a knowledge check to learn stuff like that.
pouring on damage. But yes, I will do a knowledge check. I'll recall knowledge.
Okay.
What would you suggest to do?
Occult is what it's about.
Occultism. All right.
It's an aberration of some form.
I can try. It's one action. What the hell, right?
I mean, Golthok is religion. You could do religion, but then you're going to learn religious aspects less than the creature's aspects.
I rolled occultism. I got a 16 total.
Get one question.
One question.
And are you trained in occult? No?
I am not.
Okay, it'll be a pretty basic answer, but I can get you a basic answer to a basic question.
Kelly, you're the question asker for this type of thing. What would you suggest? Is there like a... Do I go for, like, save? Do I go for...
I was going to say, we already know its weakness, which is fire. I would say if probably its weakest save, because if we can shout that information out, then my stuff doesn't rely on saves, but Redgear and Georgia might have something that can target it.
Drew, Regdur.
So
I wrote it down.
I would say its lowest save.
Okay. Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking. So that's a good idea.
Reflex.
What reflex? Okay.
Yeah. Reflex is I mean, look at this motherfucker.
These things are very clumsy. Take advantage. And then I will I will pull in some metal bits from my aura, and I will form this sort of like, it's kind of like an Eisenheim shotgun, but not quite. There's like
a musket,
clockwork, like moving parts on it. Yeah, and
it just shoots gears.
Blam, and I will
load it with blocks.
It's got a slot instead of a barrel. Slot in it, and a saw blade's gonna come out of it.
Sure, why not have a saw blade? Why not?
That's a 23 to hit.
Hits me.
All
Not
right.
a crit, but it hits me.
This, and that was a 2 action, so I am adding my another bonus to the damage.
And as a reminder, you can add cards of damage if you would like some cards for extra damage. Green's D4, blue's D6, purple is a D8.
Yeah, let's add a green.
Just a green? Okay, we'll use the next one up as a passive focus card. That's from Serving Hands.
D4.
D4. If you want a D6 as well, we can use the medical science. Okay. You're like, we might need it. We have to drag a body out of here.
That's 11 slashing damage.
11 slashing damage. Okay, but no fire, right? No natural fire.
No, it's just metal blade flying through it.
I got hit. This is still the same round, so I don't get to do anything yet. Any other actions for you?
No, I'm done.
All right, that takes us to the girl inside, Georgia. Georgia, what would you like to do? Oh wait, make saves.
Yeah, that's basically what has to be done.
It has changed after much debate and much mistakes on PF2 Remastered. I'm going to ask the group now. We're going to officially put this now. I'm even going to clip it. For ETHAUNTIA, does the group feel that the original version before the errata makes more sense for death saves? Or does the new one make more sense for the death saves? Todd, I know you've read this probably more than any of us. What do you think? Is the other one too harsh?
I think it's too harsh. The way we have always played it is you apply your wounded value when you become dying.
Okay.
You don't do it every time your dying value goes up, which is what they were kind of hinting at, and then they decided that nope, that was an error. The original way is the official remaster way. I think we should just stick with it because that's what we've been doing all this time.
All right. Works for me. I hate the punch me clown aspect, but I have solutions for that.
It's either that or we go down and we're dead.
I like that. No, I'm just kidding. I get it.
I mean, if you want to rotate in new cast members like every 2 sessions.
Bye, next person.
Not cast members, but like
Georgia, you haven't went down yet, right? During this 24-hour span, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you pick up wounded. 1. You make your first death save. Death saves are private. So you can ping them to me in Discord, or you can just write them down, and when we get to you, we'll see where you're at. That's probably the best way to do it. If you use a patch, though, you can tell the audience or ask the audience for a patch on the roll. That's an option. We don't, as far as I know, have any cards that assist in death saves that I see. None. Nope.
That you made.
That I made. Yeah, that I made. There's none that
They don't exist.
They don't exist. I had to scroll through them. I had to scroll, or that were played. So, make your first save. And as it is consuming her, you can see that she has like teeth growing through her cheeks right now. As it's like trying to kind of bring her into the form. And unfortunately, that's the only save you get to do, Allie. And that takes us to the top of the list, which goes back to your brother, Regder. Your sister ain't doing well. Would you like to spend the victory points card that just got played?
Ooh.
Victory points card is pretty cool.
Thank you, Serving Hands.
If it is played, you add 2 to the VP, which automatically adds 3d6 to your next attack. Because it's a 3-tier threshold. Each threshold's a d6.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to use Serving Hands, a victory point card, putting us at 2. That means that this hunt, the stratagem that you put into effect is completed. And that means you rolled a hit.
19 on the die.
What's the total? This matters.
That is a It's -2, so it's +6. It's a 25.
It's not a crit, but it is a hit. Would you like a green card and a blue card to go with this?
It's a D4 and a D6.
Correct.
Yes, I would.
So use a medical science, which is a D6, and we'll use Androcide's survival, which is a D4. We'll add those to the total for you.
And then you said +3d6 for the card.
Plus
that's flayed.
3d6. Does sneak attack double in this, Todd, in the new rules, or is that also like?
That does, because it adds to your original damage.
All right, then you max the
Not
first. Oh
applied
no, you
afterwards.
didn't. You didn't crit. Never mind. I lied.
I didn't crit. 10.
There is going to be a stratagem that forces a crit though later on that you guys get. Should be fun.
So. Oh, right. I have to roll the actual damage for the torch.
Mm-hmm.
Or 6. Okay, cool. So, 10, 13. 23 points
Plus fire.
the fire.
Okay. As you hit,
The
it
30
ignites.
fire.
The skin starts to burn away, and you can see it's burning the connective tissue between all the things it consumed. As Raimundo's body falls out without a head, you see half the bear's carcass hit the ground and slide down the steps to your feet. You see people from the airship that crashed wearing like air marshal gear and traveling like winter clothes fall out. You see 2 goat heads fall out, half eaten, and you see your sister slide out in a horrible state. Combat is come to a halt, which means it is just the group together. What actions do you have left? What do you want to do? You got 2 left. We are currently in combat rounds because of your sister.
I am not trained in medicine.
And you cannot use cards on other people. As a heads up, as clarity's sake, you can't say I want to use medical science on somebody unless you are using a medical check or something along those lines.
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Okay.
To see if she had any potions on her. I don't remember if she did or not, but if she did, that's what I'm looking for.
Potions on her. Okay. Okay.
Or
Give me. So you're searching her.
healing-wise.
You're searching her. Give me a perception roll. We'll have
17 on the die, plus 9, 26.
Allie, do you have any potions of healing on you?
I do, yes.
Okay. Grab a random one. How many do you have on you? And are they different? Don't tell us what they are. Are they of different levels?
No, and 2.
Okay, then you can just grab one. Todd, have they changed potion usage? Is it an action just to use it on somebody?
It's an action to retrieve and an action to feed it to him.
Okay, so you
That's
had 2
what
actions
you're
left, right?
No, because I made a perception check, so I pull it.
And then you use
and
it.
feed it to her.
That's 3 actions, right?
You said it was an action to pull and an action to use, right?
Yeah, you had 3 actions left. What else did you do?
He used the
No,
action
I
to put
hit
it
it.
down.
Oh, yeah, the perception check, I was just saying you retrieved it.
Oh, okay. Then
I was
yeah,
like,
if that's-
you sorted, found it, and retrieved the item. Like that
I thought the perception check was an action because that was
didn't make sense for this.
okay.
So you
Then,
feed
yeah,
it to her. So she heals. So go ahead and give your heal roll to yourself there, Allie, and see how well you're feeling.
Woo!
As you are healing up, I'm going to take us off this battle map here. Back to this. Inside the house, there's a lot of creaks and groans. The wind that you all weren't feeling before is blowing through the Spirit Lodge. Standing next to Georgia, as you are coming out of it, you can feel the kind of cold hands and see this ethereal-looking man shaking you, saying, "Don't die, don't die. Your friends are here, don't die." And then when he feeds you the potion, you come out of it, and the apparition fades.
Thanks, Adam.
It was not Adam.
He doesn't know.
Adam is locked to
You
a
didn't
book.
see it.
What does the group want to do? She takes a deep breath. She's got holes in her. They're slowly healing up, but she is fucked up. With that potion that you fed her, would you like to use any of the medical science on her for that? Because you did use a healing on her. You can do an extra die of healing with medical science.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, we'll use androcides. Go ahead and do an extra die to yourself, Allie.
Okie dokie.
Group, we're out of combat. This thing melts down to the components that are left. It is a level 4 creature, so you're getting level 4 monster parts out of this.
Neat.
Gee.
So, do we want to check out the basement?
There is a glow coming from the billiard room still. That has not went away.
There's a
Great.
bit of a situation down there.
As Maria says that, Georgia just kind of coughs a little bit and goes, "Oh God, no."
No, we're not checking the basement.
I mean, you do you. I am not there.
You stay here, rest up, and yeah, and he'll pull his rifle off his back and where is
Okay.
it?
Pull your rifle off your back. Okay. All right.
There's a. I saw something run. I think Burke said it ran underneath. There's like a basement area. The way that the wind is cutting through, I think we should go take a look, because if there's nothing there, if that was part of the haunt or if it's fading, then we might want to post up in the basement, because right now this place is pretty breezy.
Yeah. And I put on the map here for you, I put a token where the hole in the floor is, which is actually here. That's where the hole in the floor is in that room, if that is something you all are going to look into doing. So I guess I'll go around the room here. Out of the group, how many people are going to the hole in the floor? No, Georgia's not. Check. Regdur sounds like you're suiting up to go.
Yeah, if she seems stable, I'll move into the doorway.
Okay, so you're going to the door. Burke, what about you?
I think we should go check it out.
So if you can move yourselves all to the doorway for me, who are going.
Are Lysynthia and Reiki here?
You have not seen Lysynthia or Reiki. Now, they may be in that room. You haven't went and checked.
They were in this. I can't ping it, but this room right here.
You can ping. You might just be too far over the map. Remember, if you were one too far left or right? Yep, that's the room they were in.
I'll go and check that room to see if they're there or not.
Okay.
Because if they are, then they might be able to help us, and if not, then they may have been part of the haunt somehow.
That's true. If you'd like to do that, that is absolutely true. So then, if you are going to do that, go into the room. Sure enough, Lysynthia is on the ground. Reiki is licking her face right now. Looks like he's trying to wake her up.
Okay.
But Reiki is there.
Okay.
He turns back at you and he like fucking rubs her a couple more times. She's not moving.
You know what I miss from Pathfinder First Edition? Smelling salts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
0 hit points, no problem. Sniff this, you're awake. Get the hell out of here.
So
Wake up.
Here's some ammonia, bitch. Don't worry about your brain.
I mean, that's what healing potions are for, right?
Yeah, if you get ghosts in your blood, you just do cocaine about it.
That's right. Just do some cocaine about it.
Coca-doke.
I'm going to go over, if Reiki will let me.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to her. And with my alchemist dedication, I can make up to 6 items or 6 alchemical items per day. We
Okay.
haven't really rested. I would
Okay.
say that out of what had happened, I probably would have had like 2 potions made and then burned the rest of them on the one-use things during the Halloween episode.
Sure.
And then I'm going to feed her 1 of them. It's
Okay.
a minor or a lesser elixir of life. So
How much does that heal?
I want to say it's like a 1d6.
And then do you want to use a medical for that as well,
Yep.
or no?
1d6, and then
+1 to saves against
yeah,
diseases and poisons.
diseases
for
and
10
poisons for
minutes.
10 minutes.
That's nice.
I will.
That's actually really nice.
Fair. So true. So true.
Yeah, I'll use a medical card, I guess, but I got a 6 on the die. for the first one.
See, we have a medical science up here. We're going to use serving hands medical science.
And then if
Just
we
give me
use
your
medical
total.
science, then I got a total of 9 hit points.
All right. She takes a breath. She doesn't, like, seem 100% conscious, but she's definitely breathing now. And she was not breathing before.
Okay. I don't know if Reiki understands, but I'm like, because I don't actually have medicine either. Look to Reiki, I'm like, you'll let us know if something goes wrong, right?
It like hunkers down next to her and like hits Lysinthe with his head once, and like licks her again, and he doesn't really talk, so there's really no response on that. You could use an action if you have actions left. If you we're out of combat, so I actually shouldn't say an action. Everyone's saved at this point. If you would like to make a roll, you could try to make a survival to see if he understands, or a nature, I should say. Right? Nature's for animals, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do a nature.
Okay.
I'll make an attempt with a nature roll.
Okay.
I got a natural 20 for a 25.
He seems to understand. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Then I'm like, we'll be out there. Come get us if she bombs out, or if she starts feeling poorly.
He nods and bumps her again. Taps his foot once. And he like grabs her and picks her up, puts her back on the couch.
Okay.
Below her, there is a big blood stain.
All right. Well.
I guess it would take us to the two people who are in the other room, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Before we do that, I'm actually going to take us to Allie. Allie, you saw somebody, but you don't see them anymore. When you kind of look around, next to you, there is a white handkerchief that wasn't there before. It's clean. It has an R on it. And next to it, there is a second potion that has appeared out of nowhere.
Rainbow and buddy. I'm gonna take a look at the potion and see if it looks to be elixir of lesser healing.
It glows.
Or
It's
minor
a light bluish green color. You haven't
Can I
seen
roll
potions
medicine?
like this? I think actually it would be... It would be medicine for this, technically.
Phew.
Or craft, actually.
I would love to do a medicine check.
If you have
on this
alchemy, you
before I
could use
drink it.
alchemy as well.
I would love to do a medicine check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Yep, it's potion of lesser healing. It's just a science-based one. Instead of being true faith.
Okay, I am going to pull the cork out with my teeth and kind of spit it out, and I will down that.
The cork vanishes around the corner in the opposite direction of which you pushed. Like if you spit it, it like slides behind the banisters.
Okay, and I'm gonna take the handkerchief and pocket it.
Okay,
for later.
pocket the handkerchief. All right, and then that will take us to the other group here. You're gone. Oh. Hold on here. Let me bring the two of you on. So Burke and Regder walk over to the room. This room is dark. There is wind blowing from the broken window that is here. There's pieces of the burnt one that is in here that you fought before. There is a hole in the floor. If you scroll down to the southeast side, you can see there is a, for better or worse, a basement underneath.
Underneath this room?
Yeah, to the far southeast. Yep, underneath that room specifically. I just don't have it lined up because there's a bunch of versions of this basement, depending on when we got there.
Can we see the staircase right there?
No, you cannot see the staircase. The crack is right above the hole. Whoops. Let me pull it up here for you. The crack is like right... Come on, stop doing this. Crack is right here. Right above the hole.
the light.
Yep. And it's a swirling, kind of undulating, like glowing teal that kind of springs out and like pulls back in, and it'll spring out again in a different direction and pull back in.
Kind of like the creature was doing?
A little different than that.
Okay.
I'll move us.
Have you encountered anything like this before? This sort of rift?
Encountered this? No, not fucking at all.
Zero fucking
does this hard fucking no. Eric, does this look like anything in nature?
No.
Like a starry sky or an Ouroboros or a or like an aurora or
no, it doesn't look like the thing that Riddles can't paint. No, it doesn't.
He can paint it. I have it right behind me. It looks fantastic. So it doesn't look like it's a natural phenomenon that's like happening in this basement.
No, it's definitely magical or maybe supernatural in some form. You'd have to go down there and investigate or use spells.
Yeah, I got fuck all for you. I'm nothing. I'm gonna take a look through the hole. How big is the hole?
About 3 foot wide, 4 foot long. Like floorboards were pulled out of it.
How big is this thing?
The size that's in the room, those are 5 foot squares.
So, if I stick my hand or if I stick my head, like if I get closer to the hole, can I see the staircase?
You'd have to stick your head in the hole.
There?
No, you don't. Through the hole is the only way you see in. That staircase, I mean, it looks it's about 20 foot down, roughly. It's deep. And it's not giving off light. I will definitely say that. It is light, but it is not giving off light.
It's like it's glowing, like...
It's glowing, but there's no, like, 5 foot emanation.
Dark item would, but it's not.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Got it.
Now, there probably, I mean, you could drop down if you wanted to do that, but you'd have to hang and, like, kind of make a little bit of an athletics check not to fall on it. And this thing was trying to fall down into it.
I don't want to do that. So we're in the room now. The heaviest thing in here is probably the pool table. Is it like a full, like, solid billiard table, or is it?
Yeah, it's a billiards table. Yeah. It's I can't remember the name of that type. It's a hexagon, but it is a billiards table. It's a certain kind of bumper pool, but I don't either. Are you going to wait for the rest of the group in here? You're going to call the rest in? Because unless Burke is going to use something magical.
No, I'm not a magical sort.
Okay.
I'm not in that way.
We're like, Georgia, if you're up to it, this is not for me. This is for you. It's not.
Georgia is going to slowly stand up, brush her hands off, and put them on herself and just cast her damn healing spell herself. Literally heal.
Okay.
To try to get anything more than a 1 on a dice. And I will make my way over to the room.
Sometimes things don't go the way you want them to, Allie.
No. Oh, no.
And we are still in that situation.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no.
You do the 2 action, it at least gives you a nice big bonus +8.
True.
Spell rank, excuse me.
Is everybody moving over there? Are you leaving Light? Well, first, I guess it would be Maria. Are you leaving Cynthia by herself with Reiki? He seems to be watching her.
Yeah, Reiki seems to be watching her, so I'll head over.
Okay. And then, Georgia, are you heading over, or are you staying where you are?
I would head over. Is that
Okay.
the healing will not work at all?
No, healing works. Would you like
We're just still in a poor situation.
Would you like another medical science to give you another die on that?
Yes, please.
All right, so I add an extra die. Then we're going to use Allie's on this one since she's healing herself.
Okay. Finally, we're okay. Ish.
All right.
Ish.
All right.
Ish.
He's kind of got the barrel of his rifle just kind of trained at the hole, but not aiming at anything in particular.
You're
it's just like
watching.
at the ready. He's like, all right, so what the hell is that? As he kind of like gestates with the gestures with the rifle.
Just wanting to fuck that clove.
It's alive.
Oh, that kind of. Never mind. So
Giving birth to baby bullets.
baby bullets, yeah. So you can do a couple checks on this. There's a few things you can do. One, remember there is a library in the room to the north. We did add things to our library because of cards that were played. We do have access to a few new things. We have access to lore on Golthok, and then we also added lore medicine and lore hunting, which would treat you trained when you're using an action to study in that room. Basically, taking an hour to study in there on the topic. So that is an option in case you don't have anything. If you want to just make a normal roll, it'd be occult, or occult, or arcana, or arcane. Those are the two that would qualify for whatever the fuck this thing is.
I'll roll occult.
And you can aid each other with this because you are around it. I will say
Right.
that as well.
Because Burke saw one of those creatures try and run in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Burke, are you going to aid somebody then, or can you not aid on that skill?
Which skill?
Occult?
Occultism? I am not trained. So
Okay.
I don't think
I could aid.
with that.
All right. Well, then you can aid. You're looking for a 15, Allie. Let's see what...
Want to make me level 5 real quick? I can do it then.
Ah, God, let me find my no card.
Okay.
So, did you get yours, Allie? Did you get a 15?
22.
Okay, that's a +1.
So then I got a 23.
You easily can explain to the group that this looks like a piece of the ethereal storm that is in the house.
Okay.
Oh.
Like a chunk of the storm is in here. It's not a piece of ice. It's not a piece of lightning. It's an actual piece of the storm.
Okay. Then yeah. Anyone know a way of getting a storm out of a basement?
You'd have to go down there if you want to investigate any more. 20 foot away is pretty hard to look at what's under it. It is blocking if it's the floor. You know what I mean? You can't see.
For fuck's sake.
I'll
Right.
Through the storm door.
Are you going to hang drop in, or are you going to lean all the way under and bring a light with you to look?
I will hang drop.
Face right now.
The reason I'm saying I'll go is Burke's a man out of time.
Okay.
George is all jacked up.
Yep.
Regder has a ranged weapon.
Yep. All right. So you're going to hang drop then.
Well,
give me a
here
roll.
I've got. Hang on. I'll tie off a rope to the pool table, like the far side of it.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
let the rope fall in so they have something to climb down.
Yeah, as long as you're leaning against it, as long as something doesn't pull on her, and even if they do, this thing shouldn't go through the floor. I mean, it's holding it right now, unless you get a 1 or something.
It's bigger than the hole is the reason
right.
that I did
I mean,
so,
collapsing it. Remember I said the house is in disrepair. So if you want to climb down, just give me a athletics check. It shouldn't be too hard.
Okay. Before I do that, because I did the default wealth of the level 2 item and the 2 level 1 items.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a dawn lantern or a daylight lantern, but I did grab an everlight crystal.
Oh, okay,
So
nice.
I pull that out of my pack and kind of tuck it in by my my brooch.
Sure.
So that I can kind of have it hands free while I climb down. And
Yeah, as long as you don't get
or whatever.
As long as you don't get our favorite word, jostled, you should be fine.
Right. But that's just to because like you said, it's emitting light kind of, but it's like a glow stick.
Yeah.
And if it goes out while I'm down there, I don't want to be screwed. So
give me athletics. Pretty easy climb down.
okay, I got a 19.
All right, you climb down into it. In here, you do see stairs. They are on that far side. If you want to move yourself down to there, there is 3 pens in here for keeping stuff. You don't see anything other than that. The stairs go up to what looks like cellar doors. You're guessing they have to be buried in the snow.
Okay. Like if I were to go over there and like put my hand up, do I
Fucking
feel
cold
ice cold
as hell.
Okay.
And there's a breeze coming down through there.
Okay.
There is on the far wall in here, over on this side, there is a hole in the wall that is now covered up with snow. And you can see some of that ether storm ice is melted into the room.
Okay.
I shouldn't say melted, coalesced into the room.
Coalesced into the room. So then, I guess I can either do occult or arcana, but can I roll to see, like, if we were to get that snow out of here, would this whole thing move out as well?
Sure.
If we were to melt the snow?
Are you an occult roll? Do
because-
you want to do a passive? Do you want to take time and just kind of look around?
Um,
Because I'll give you a passive focus card if you want to do that.
yeah, let's do that, just because...
There's no chance of injury unless you touch
Yeah.
it. So I'm not really
Yeah,
worried
I'm not-
about that.
I'm not planning on touching it.
Okay. So if you're not going to touch it, it gives you a +2 to your check in this game. We'll use Serving Hands passive focus card. What's your passive for occult?
That is going to give me a 19.
It looks like a piece of the storm is here because underneath where it's glowing, there is a chunk of ice that is sitting underneath it. And inside of it, there is like a frozen object.
Okay.
You're guessing it's some form of a reliquary.
Okay.
So it's basically powering this chunk.
Right.
And no, there is not a salt circle down here. The other parts of the room, like I said, there's pins back here. You're guessing this is where they kept livestock in the cold. Or maybe pets. Who knows? There's nothing in it currently, though. All 3 of them are empty.
Okay. So then, with that being the case, I don't necessarily know if this would count as a haunt or a curse, but I'm going to roll esoteric lore to see if I've heard anything or if my mentor heard anything about reliquaries trapping ether storm energy with them.
Brr, that's going to be a roll.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's
a
what
roll.
I'm saying. Like,
Are you at least trained in occult?
well, I'm trained in occult, but I'm using esoteric lore to see if
Oh,
I heard
fuck.
anything.
Never mind. You can, your bullshit skill. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, my bullshit skill.
Your bullshit skill. The easy
that's
button. The staples button.
Well, I mean, I only got a 15, so it's not.
Are you happy with that?
You know what? I will spend a patch
Okay.
because I feel like this is pretty important. To
I
try
mean,
and
you
get
could
this
make
out
a
of here.
superstition around this. That's up to you. Then you don't have to waste your
Actually-
patch.
Actually, yes. So,
Okay.
I have a superstition.
Okay.
It's called prick yourself. If you prick yourself with a cold iron pin or a tack, it can help you stay in the material versus being ported to the Never Never
Oh.
or another type of portal.
So prick yourself with
So-
cold iron to stay to
Tether yourself to the material.
tether yourself. Yeah. Tether yourself to the material. So you pick yourself with your pin.
Yes. Like I pull something out and it's stained with a little bit of red from when I've done it before.
From numerous times that you've done this. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I will write that
I
down.
have
That's the
whole
first
bunch
one
of-
for it.
Random thaumaturge bullshit.
Right. Hey.
Well, it worked enough to give me a hero
Gave
point.
her a hero point.
Which was a lot better. That was a 24.
24. And what was your question for this exactly?
Have I heard of anything like anything where a reliquary can purposely tie, or not even purposely? Have I heard of anything where a reliquary can tether itself to an ether storm or vice versa?
So it's the opposite. Ether storms tether themselves to souls and spirits.
Okay.
So if it is separated from the storm in here, it's kind of like think of it like a meteorite hitting. But instead of a meteorite, it's a piece of the storm. And if it makes contact with something that has a soul in it, it keeps generating the storm in the area.
Okay.
If this is still going right now, that means whatever soul's in there is pretty strong to keep the storm going. Because an ether storm is just all of the roaming souls in ETHAUNTIA that are moving as like a cloud mass to create the ether storm.
Okay.
Does the storm like use the soul to power it, or is it just attracted to it?
More like an anchor to keep it in place.
Okay.
So if you were to move the object, the storm would move with it.
Okay.
If you were to separate it somehow, either banish the soul, salt circle it, something along those lines, or put it outside, it may pick up if the ether storm was still going. But right now, think of this like an isolated ether storm. It can't make its way back to the one that is now gone.
Right.
So now it's just here. But it is, and this is the bonus for you, a very powerful soul like basically power source. It's enough to where like you could power an Atomus with it.
Okay. So
Boss's ears perked up somewhere.
yeah.
Right.
So I kind of like angle back. I'm like, well, good news, bad news. As I'm like looking up, you kind of just see my little elf ears pointing through the hole. It's a chunk of an ether storm down here because it ran into a powerful soul. There's a chunk of ice, and in that chunk of ice there's a reliquary, and that's where this miniature ether storm is coming from. That's what this is.
Right.
So I don't know if the creature that we were fighting was trying to get there to get the soul that was in the reliquary, or if it was being sucked in, or if it, because I don't know how intelligent it was, if it like mistook it as a way to get out. But because the major storm has passed, it's kind of stuck here for right now. And I don't know if getting it out of here is going to release it.
Will it fit through the hole?
I mean,
if you
like,
lay prone, I'll tell you the object is about the size of, I don't know, like a mug. It's not big.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, you hear like a thunk, and then I kind of like crane my neck and I pop back up. I'm like, it's about the size of an ale mug or something like that.
Can you get a hold of it? I don't mean. Hang on.
Like
I don't mean with your bare hands. That would be fucking stupid. No, I'm talking like if I put like a grappling hook on a rope, could you like fish it out with it, and then we could pull it out and take it away?
The best way to do it would be like a long piece with a hook on it, because you need something that reaches that distance.
I was gonna say,
like
Burke,
a boat
can
hook.
You want a long tong type thing?
Because you need
any long tool I can make.
You need something that is roughly 15 foot long.
Yeah.
To not be in the storm.
Well, would that be considered a tool, and would it be under?
Like a fishing gaff.
Yeah, then I'll make.
Or even like the old forging rods for doing blacksmithing. They have the hooks on them to pull coals and move things. Those are pretty long.
And I'll say, open your hand, and I will wave my hand around, and then it's long. All these like metal, searing hot metal pieces floating around me will come down and make this long tool in your hand.
Okay.
Cool to the touch. It's not burning you or anything.
Okay.
Just be careful with it, because they're unreliable.
Right. So I know. So if I can grab it, where do you want me to put it?
I mean, you could just even slide it to the corner. I don't know if you want to make contact with the ice that it is separated from, because it is covered in ice, I remember. It's an object covered in it. Or if you want to slide it further away from the ice, you don't know what's going to happen. Your check wasn't good enough to know what happens if it retouches.
And I mean, that was a pretty good
That was a really good, well, I gave you 2 pieces of info already.
Right. So
and ether storms are rare to touch down like this.
So I can move it. I can move it towards the stairs maybe, so that when the snow is melted, or if we can uncover the cellar, the cellar doors, we can try and get it out. I mean, it looks like it may have come through a hole in the wall or something, but that's also packed. And I don't know if we want to dig. Yeah, it's frozen over. I think we might have a better shot of possibly moving it to the cellar door and then trying to dig out the cellar door and get it out that way.
All right.
Okay.
So with that, Georgia, as they're all talking and you're standing, if I remember correctly, let me pull this back up. I'm going to move us to where Georgia is. As you're standing in the room, oops, wrong thing. I need I think V is move. Yeah. Learning they added hotkeys. Makes me very happy. Where?
Yes.
Where are you? You stayed out of the room. You didn't go in, right? You're back over here.
I am slowly moving towards them. I don't know why I can't move myself though.
You can. You remember, if it's too far left or right, zoom out with the mouse wheel and you can move. Otherwise, you're underneath two UIs.
Yes.
So when you get about there, there's a cold breeze that blows from somewhere on the second floor down. You feel some of your braid moves, and then you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I need a will save first.
Yes. Son of a fuck.
Allie, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Bear gave you his patch.
He did give you his patch. I was going to remind.
Okay, that's a 12 right now. Let's yeah, I'm gonna cash in on patch 64 there.
All right, sure. Yeah, 64 it up.
18. That's an 18.
18. You made the save, but I will give you the option to fail if you want. You can hear Raimundo's voice. Because you can always move it down a phase on a success. If you critically succeed, you can go to a success. If you succeed, you can go to a failure. He's trying to possess you to speak with you. He says, let me in. I can give you more answers. I know all about spirits.
Fuck. Okay.
Thanks for using that patch.
Georgia's going to say out loud, but you can't use that. You have so many.
They don't
fettered...
speak.
They don't speak, do they?
And you are near death, so it is easier.
Thank you for reminding me.
Let me in. I will help.
Sorry about.
And the voice kind of trails away, but you still feel the hand. I've materialized 3 times today. I can no longer materialize. I have to possess.
Ooh.
Eric.
Nope, you're not there. I need her answer first. Give me just a second. And you know Georgia's doing this. While you're watching and you and Maria and all of them are talking, Georgia's in another room. I need to know if Georgia is going to do this.
Oh my God! I have such high wisdom.
I'll tell you, this is the most basic of dilemmas. As a matter of fact, I will be willing to give you a hero point for this dilemma, because you are having a hard time with a very basic dilemma.
I am having a hard time with a very basic thing because I'm going. I am a wise individual. I should know better, and I'm like, no, I'd let him in. I believe in the good of people.
Spirits aren't always easy. He recently died, which means he's not malevolent yet. Unless the creature somehow has fucked it up.
Could I, Eric?
I meant evil. No one can hear you, which makes me happy. So what do you want to do, Georgia? This goddamn peanut show over here.
Would I be able to roll a quick occultism to see?
No.
No? Okay, let's do this.
No action. You either your action.
Time. Let's go.
Your action is yes or no. That's your action for this.
My action is yes. Let's do this.
Who is the closest person that can see you? Burke. Burke behind you.
Burke.
You hear George's voice slowly turn into Raimundo's, and there's an echo between George's and his. Her eyes roll back. The bottoms glaze over that like teal green, the color of the show, and they wisp out ethereal matter. And Raimundo says, "The storm, it is powerful. You keep there, keep haunt off of building. Leave it alone. It is sucking the evil away.
All right. Maria? Like,
I will say
solve the problem.
with
Like,
that, Regdur, you would see Georgia's eyes and the wisps, and you would hear the voice in her mouth is moving, and there's like an etherealness over her face, like the two are kind of slid in front of each other. Unfortunately, Georgia, you do take a stress from this.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fair.
he looks back from the hole, seeing that he was about to ask, like, have I seen any ice tongs or anything laying around this house that we could just attach it to so we didn't have to touch it? And like, what the fuck is going on? Georgia!
I think that's Raimundo.
It is.
And I think
Raimundo. She allowed me.
Oh, I'm just
Well, he's
relaying this
responding.
to Regdur. Okay. Yeah, see? And so
She
Maria,
allowed you.
Regdur says Raimundo says leave it. Don't budge it. It's a good thing for now.
Says the dead guy who was inside the monster. Right.
Well, he seemed like a very pleasant fellow when I spoke to him.
Right.
I was not always possessed. Creature did not own me the whole time. Trust me, I am friend. Very friendly to everyone here.
Okay, right. So what you're
Diplomacy
saying is
check.
we leave the big glowy thing and
Yes.
it helps us with the storm?
Georgia, can you move into room so I not have to yell?
Georgia will move into the room, so
Okay.
Raimundo does not have to yell.
Okay. So he wants you to move into, you can see in the hole. He can see Maria and everyone down there. He goes, it is very simple the way this works. In fettering spirits to animals, I have learned that the ether storms, I have spirit balloons where I gather creatures from ether storms when happen to fetter and test. Instead of testing on innocent people, I test on those that are lost in the storm. These downstairs, that is the holding item for all the things I've collected. Many a soul are in there.
Right. So
The ether storm activates it. It will diminish. Just sleep. It will go away. But it stops the haunt in the house. So many spirits here.
Is that?
So
I
why-
mean, I'll roll to see if that. Like, have I heard of that? Can I roll?
No, this is new science this guy's doing. There's not even a fucking documented paper unless you search through this building. He is the only person to fetter souls to like taxidermy that has ever been written about. He probably has papers in the house. Like, if we take some downtime and you guys want to look through the place, I'm sure you can find some notes or you can talk to him. I will tell you his possession is limited. I can't stay here forever.
So my compromise then is because since we would have to wait, we would have to try and dig out the snow anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move it to one of these cages with these tongs.
No, leave there. Don't move it from the location. Just hold it up.
I was gonna leave it in the basement. I'm not gonna move it outside. I was just
No.
gonna
That point
don't
is
move it at all.
the perfect distance from ice. Leave. If you move it too far and something goes wrong, it will not jump to the ether's ice. You must leave it there. It is safer. Science dictates, is what he says.
So it's like the ice is grounding it.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I see. Yeah, I think we should leave it there.
I was gonna move the entire thing. 'cause
No,
I
but the
thought-
ice through the wall is what he's talking about.
Oh,
the
okay,
distance from the ice to the wall.
I mean,
grounding, it's ice. It's not ground. I don't understand.
Spiritually, it is like fettering it and binding it to the room. It is constantly drawn to the ice but cannot touch it.
I'm gonna use my arcane sense. I know that this thing is gonna light up,
Sure.
but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
boom,
look
Christmas
at where
tree.
right. But I'm gonna look at the ice over here.
Sure, it is also glowing.
Okay, is it like the same color?
Yes,
Or-
they're the same
okay.
color. The ether storms are the same color. That is correct.
Right. So then is the energy from this like kind of reaching out anywhere else, like one of those lightning
I mean,
balls
it
from Discovery
pulses,
World or
but like
whatever?
even when it pulses the other way, it like curves back trying to get to the ice, but it always gets drawn back into the object.
Okay. So seeing that and kind of seeing the energy move around,
He says, "Thank you, Georgia," and you feel him leave you.
I feel like
Woo.
I don't want to say the science necessarily, but I feel like the science is not sound because it's a new study, but seeing how it
Fringe
worked with
science.
the fringe science, but seeing it with detect magic and seeing like stuff trying to escape and then getting pulled back in
It seems logical.
seems like it's worth taking a risk. So I shout up, I'm like, well, with detect magic up, I'm seeing the energy flowing back into it, so Raimundo might actually be onto something. If you guys want to search, if you want to search the rest of the house, see if you can find some papers or books or something in the library, or if there's like a lab that we can find that actually exists after the haunt. Maybe Raimundo had some notes. I can stay down here in case things get wild, and then I can try and handle it from here.
Right. So, well, I mean, what do we do with the hole then? We just fill it in?
No.
We're supposed to cover it up with...
No, leave it. I'm saying leave it for now because I'm going to stay down here with this. You guys you three look for...
You're gonna wait
anything you can
overnight
find.
then? Is that the game plan for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll sleep down here overnight.
I mean, or you can climb
gonna-
back up. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. It seems safe being here. Man, if you want to stay down here and study it for a night, it's just, that's up to you. I won't tell you no to something like that.
Maria's thing is not necessarily it's not going to leave, but in case it starts acting up somehow, they don't have to waste the time trying to get back downstairs to try and handle it.
I mean, it's just a check to get back down. It's not
I know, but this is Maria.
being paranoid.
Yes, but opposite paranoid from Laura.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Hero
that's what you wanna do.
paranoid.
Yeah. If that's what you want to do, I'm not opposed to that thing. The rest of you, then, are we going to take the night to rest, recuperate, and then start studying in the morning? Or are you guys going to start studying tonight? Before we go into our downtime kind of set over the 2 weeks.
I'm gonna be worth fuck all at studying.
Okay.
Because I don't understand any of this, so I'm gonna make dinner.
Dinner and
I'm gonna make a
honestly,
hot meal.
making sure there's no more of these fucking things in the area outside.
Yeah. That's I'm gonna clear the house. I'm gonna sweep the house, make sure
Okay.
nothing else is in here, and I'm gonna make a hot meal for everybody, and then that's gonna be my evening.
With her staying downstairs, you're gonna sweep the house. Georgia, are you gonna go with them to sweep the house, or are you going to just fucking find a bedroom and rest?
I'm going the fuck to sleep.
Okay, you're Samuel Jackson your night.
I also shout up, like Cynthia got injured somehow. There was a huge pool of blood under her when I went to go check. Reiki's keeping an eye on her
True.
right now.
Wait,
I'm
what?
gonna go do medicine stuff. Yeah.
She's in the room that I came from, Georgia.
It's in the sitting room.
She's in the sitting room, so.
Please go the fuck to sleep.
God damn it.
Georgia is like going up the steps and just does like a seamless 180 and circles back and just goes to the room without saying a
You
word.
go up one side, down the other.
Together.
Lysynthia is laying in the room. The only thing that is different about her are the tips of her hair are a reddish hue with yellow, like faded. Her hair is usually black with some silver streaks in it.
Yeah.
The scales you can see under a siren's face, you can see they're slightly, like they're not all aligned properly. Her normal appearance is disheveled. Almost like scales on a fish had been pulled or moved weird. But
Okay.
she is breathing. Reiki's in the room. He is kind to you when you walk in. He doesn't do anything crazy. He does kind of wake up, or not wake up, like look at you when you come in. But as you move to that room, the camera follows you. Regder's going to go first floor to second floor or second floor to first floor?
Set top to bottom.
Okay, top to bottom. Burke, what are you doing? before I go through some one-on-ones.
Burke is going to return to the library
Okay.
and do a little more research, maybe understand how fettering works, or at least maybe ether storms, whatever information he's got. But eventually, his exhaustion is going to catch up with him, and he is going to fall asleep.
During your downtime, then, because we are going to have some downtime, are you going to start researching fettering or ether storms? What is the research topic you would like to start?
I think I would like to start researching the ether storm, because it sounds like, from the little he's heard from Raimundo earlier, is that fettering is an established thing now. It's new to Burke, but it's an established thing. So these storms he has never heard of before. So he wants to figure out what these are.
So you're starting studies on ether storms. Okay, I will start a little threshold clock for that thing for you. So you're doing that, and then Maria, you're staying downstairs, just keeping an eye on it, sleeping, getting your rest, that kind of thing. You'll pass food down. Are you going to come up at all during it, or are you staying down there the entire time?
I think I'm staying down here the entire time because, like, if push comes to shove, I have rations, and I actually do have like a sleeping bag and a tent and stuff, so I can keep myself warm.
Do you have that?
So I'm
Do
down
you have that
there.
on you?
Yeah, it's included in my bulk. I brought it down.
So,
with me. Like,
Gotcha.
Right now, what I will tell you is because of the amount of cards that have played, all 4 campsites have been played. So campsite upgrade, 2 of them have been played. Campsite cookpot, 2 of them have been played. The way these work is, if you want to set up your cookpot, you can find it in the kitchen that's here. It's something that can travel with you. It grants 2 people a D4 temporary hit points if they eat the food prepared in it. I just get it for the entire day. There will be upgrades to this cookpot later throughout the season. And then the campsite upgrade, when you travel, will help you ignore severe cold. That's not really relevant for this right now, but coming up it's going to be. So I'm going to take the 2 cookpots. You can use that. That's Anro and Serving Hands. So you can start food in that room. You find some pieces that are still good. The bear's not there. The blood is off the table there, Regder. There is like root vegetables here and mushrooms that you can make a stew out of and get yourself going. So you start it. We'll roll for the food afterwards. You want to go top to bottom. I think doing this is probably going to be the most important because that'll let us kind of tell the rest of the group the options that are here, just so we know. I'm going to switch us to a different layout here. Give me one sec. We're going to go to the murder version of this thing. Because, you know. So the the second floor has a lot of rooms in it. There is bloodstains everywhere as you sweep through this place. I just want a active perception roll for each floor as you're going through this. So give me one for the second floor. This will take most of your rest of your day to kind of like check each room, make sure they're good, nothing crazy.
Nat 20.
Okay.
29 for the
second floor is primarily bedrooms. There is a sewing room that's up here that's in bad repair. The sewing room is actually here. There is a taxidermy trophy room here. The door is damaged, but it is locked, but you can see through the cracks in the door. With a little bit of force, you can get it kicked open if you want to break it open. Over here, on this side, is a music room. Or sorry, not music room. Weapons room and a hunting room. And everything is broken and disheveled in here. But there are some damaged guns. There are some bear traps up here. There are some boots as well. With a natural 20, in one of the boots, you find a key. Like in the bottom of the boot, as you're just kind of searching through the place, you make it out. There is a key. That key, you don't know where it goes, but you do have one. I'm assuming you'll keep an eye out as you're going through. There are cages up here for trapping as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try it in the doors as I go.
Sure. So far, nothing. As we move up into here, there is a bathroom that's pretty nice, but it is in not great maintenance. It's dusty, and you're getting the idea at that natural 20 that Raimundo has been dead for at least a season. Or he has not given a fuck about this place, which seems very odd from how he works. The next room is a master bedroom, and there's a chest in here that the key will work on.
I'm gonna. Is it thievery to check for traps, or is it still perception?
It's still perception. Thievery is to disarm.
Okay. Yeah, it looks clear. 14 perception.
All right. You can unlock it.
Yeah, use the key.
As you unlock it and roll it back, there is a bunch of volumes that are handwritten. They look like they are previous seasons of Raimundo's study. They're not in the library. They're locked in the master bedroom. And then the recent one that he is working on is on this table. It will give anyone who has this volume, or if you put it in the library, it will add fettering as a trained skill.
Raimundo is currently deceased, we know. So I'll put the newest journal on top in the chest, and I'll walk the whole chest down.
Chest is bolted to the floor.
Really?
Very rare. Weird. Shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. I'm going to take out all the books and search the chest.
Give me a perception check.
Other than that, 20. 29.
The inside of the chest is lined in salt. The paper is salted. It's got that weird white hue to it. There's salt around the bottom edge of the inside of the box as well.
Is there anything on the desk?
Nope.
That's salted?
Nope.
It's just the books.
Just the inside of that chest.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll leave the chest there then. I'll leave the book that he's been working on. Does the book look like it's like recently been added to?
If you look at the last date, it's a month old.
Would the month be in line with how long he's possibly been dead?
Well, sorry, not a month. A season old. It would have been in spring, the beginning of spring.
Okay.
Or sorry, fucking fall, the beginning of fall. My brain is thinking we are playing in a different time frame. For those who need to know time frames and what it is, in ETHUANTIA, we would have been in... Let's see here. It would have been in Rising, roughly. Sometimes between Rising and Hollow is the last journal entries that are in there. Hollow would be October.
Right. Okay. I'll make a note of that to tell everybody, and I'll keep moving through the top.
Are you leaving the books here?
Yeah, I'll put them in the chest, and I'll also lock it.
Okay, you relock the book, or relock the chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that was on the desk, I'll leave on the desk open to where it was.
Sure. As you go through, you see, like a small storage area in here for a kid. There's a crib in there. You hear giggling and footsteps as you open the door, but you see no one in there.
Boy.
The other door here is like a washroom. There's supplies through there and a bunch of extra pieces. There is a door back here that is blocked off. And just stuff is stacked in the way. If you kind of force your way through and move things to look in, it looks like it's like paintings and extra pieces that have been pulled from the house, maybe get put up through the seasons. Famous hunters are in there, stuff like that. There is a painting room here.
Okay.
Bad disarray, not well maintained. We already know about this is the area you can stay in if you're visiting. But the room that I will end on before I go to somebody else is this last one here. This room is covered in blood. There is a globe in the center that is partially burned. There are frames everywhere and paints that have been thrown about the room, like the splatterings of paint everywhere. There are papers unrolled and canvases unrolled on the northeast corner of the room, and the chair is soaked in blood. And I mean from top to bottom. And it is still wet.
I'm going to make a perception.
While you're making that perception check, I'm going to cut to Todd's character doing research. Todd, give me your role for research. You said you're looking into Aetherstorm stuff. You're just kind of looking through the library. There is some fettering knowledge in here, but very basic, nothing that will give you a bonus. But if you want to give me a generic lore check, you can, because it would fall under lore.
I don't suppose it would. No, engineering lore wouldn't really do much. They're not manufacturing.
Nope, this is its own lore, fettering lore.
3.
This makes no sense to you. There are these crazy ideas of how the soul has no plane of existence to go to anymore. And correct me if I'm wrong, when you disappeared for a while, there was still purgatory, correct?
No, it was
After?
16 or 17 years after the Sundering.
So it's then the opposite. You know there was no purgatory. Souls were everywhere. They were attacking people. Houses were haunted. People were dying in their sleep. The idea of creatures in your nightmares killing you was common. And this guy's saying there's a way to fetter souls to taxidermied animal bodies. The things you are finding are about fettering them to, like, silverware, belong possessions, that people have a tie to objects. There's an objectality to them where you are tied to it. You just have to fetter them and give them a salt bath and bind them in there and all this process. None of it seems like science to you. It seems like works of fiction. But the true faith was sort of dabbling in what to do with all the spirits during your time before you left. Maybe it has something to do with that, but none of the books in here have anything to do with the true faith. It's all keepers, witches, superstitions, and ways to make fettered objects. None of them seem like science. Unfortunately, you don't get any bonuses towards it. How long do you spend in here doing? A couple hours before you go to bed?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably fall asleep looking at the books, but...
I need a will save if you fall asleep in the library.
I was going to regret that.
You are.
Let me just check my poor will save bonus.
Have you been wounded at all today? Are you in the wound? Like, have you went down and got up yet?
No, I've taken damage. I haven't gone down.
Nope, just need to know if you have the wounded. Okay.
All right. I think... I don't know if this is a good will save or a bad will save. 14.
At night, you do have vivid dreams of two children talking to you. You never see their faces, but they're whispering things to you the whole time. Things like, the library is not safe to sleep in. Gultharok has a disciple here. Being asleep in this house is dangerous. Don't sleep on the first floor. And then the second voice you hear is a little girl's. And it tells you that, I am hungry. Do you mind? You are woken up from your sleep. You take 3 points of damage. And you have holes in your neck.
Great.
With that, I will transfer to Allie sleeping. Oh, Allie. Oh, no. Where's Georgia? Why did she not show up? Let's try this again. Georgia's not showing up. Georgia. What did you do? There she is. It just didn't want to load your camera. You're here. You died when you were sleeping. I'm sorry.
No.
Fucking, you're dead. No. When you go to fall asleep for the night, you go back to, I'm assuming, the same room you were in.
Right.
When you go into the room, that book that you found earlier in your sleep is back in your bedroom. Sitting on your pillow.
You creepy fucking book.
Sitting there, closed. I don't care what bag you put it in, where it was, it's on your pillow.
Georgia kind of kneels down next to her bed and just kind of like perches her chin on her hands and looks at the book. Could I roll an occult?
You gotta open it. I told you can't find anything else out until you open it. You have nothing that has changed that gives you a reason to make a new occult roll with it closed.
And the only way I can open it is by
Cutting.
de-stitching it.
Yeah, we're cutting the threads. Or you could sleep next to it. None of that.
I don't want to do that either. Like that, those sound like both terrible
You
options.
could go find a new room to sleep in.
I could go find a new room to sleep in. I'm going to do that. I'm
Okay.
just gonna go. I'm gonna point at it and go. We'll deal with you in the morning.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go sleep in. Is anybody in this one yet?
I mean, it's got 2 spots on the bed. Someone else could just fucking sleep there too. And Maria's sleeping in the basement right now. All right, so move yourself over to that one, and you can rest in there.
Awesome.
And then I will give Maria her little time downstairs. Is there's really nothing else interesting in the house other than what Drew's character found. We will go back to his role in a minute. But Maria, you said you're going to sleep downstairs.
Yes.
The storm does move all night. Once in a while, you hear whispers. It's always a different voice. It's never the same spirit. But it's not harmful. It doesn't try to possess you. It doesn't seem to be able to leave the area that it's in. And as long as you don't go within the radius of where it's jutting out and moving, you're fine for the evening. Okay. But sleeping is difficult if you're going to sleep down here.
I figured.
Because the voices are constantly here. You can try to sleep here. It is a fortitude save to sleep down here.
Yeah.
If you're successful, it's not a hard save. You just sleep through the fucking noises and you don't give a shit.
Okay. I got a 19.
19, okay. You'll be able to slumber down here well. You watch it for how long before you decide to crash for the night?
I think I'm pretty hyped up, so I guess I'd watch it till like midnight or 1.
Sure.
And then sleep for like 6 to 8 hours.
Give me another roll. This one would be either occult or fettering lore you could use on it, knowing now what it is. If you have fettering lore. If you don't, then it'd be occult.
Yeah, I'll use occult.
Okay.
Oh, that was a 25.
I'll give you 2 questions. Well, I'll answer one. I'll just give you info, and I'll give you another question following this up. The storm is, what he's saying is true. You have counted over 60 different voices during your time down here.
Okay.
That means that there's a lot of things fettered in this object, whatever the fuck it is. It's the shape of, the size of a mug, but you can't make out the shape in the ice. It's just a silhouette, and since it's faceted, it's hard to tell what it is.
Okay.
What would you like with your second question? Or first question, I should say.
Does it change color at all?
Never changes color. That doesn't even need to be a question. That's just visual. It never changes color.
Okay.
Stays in that teal, blue, green.
Okay.
That means that the spirits also aren't like changing emotional states.
That's what I was wondering. Like,
Yep.
Consistently.
I'll cut back to all of this after this.
Okay, so then tons of stuff fettered, consistently teal blue.
If you don't have another question, that's totally fine.
Well, really, the only thing I could think of was if it was shifting, like where the spirits were malevolent, it was like changing color. But you said no. So the only other thing that I can really think of, I know I might not be able to see much because of the storm and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Does the temperature change at all?
It is cold down here. It is very cold. It doesn't ever change, but it is cold.
Okay.
Between the wind coming from the ice, the cold just emanating from the frost outside, and the thing itself is cold as well.
That's what I was wondering. Like, is this cold?
It's very cold. So, if you get within like a couple inches of it, it is like -20 to -50.
So I guess this would be the question I asked then. So everything is cold.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cold. No frost. When I go closer, do I feel like trying to suck heat out of me?
Nope.
Okay.
Just cold. Touching it would hurt.
Okay, you know what? If this can count as my question then, between my occult studies and esoteric lore, have I ever heard of like fetterers keeping something cold specifically to help keep the spirits like lethargic or at peace or anything like
nothing that you know of. More than likely it has to do with the storm itself.
Okay. then I'm done.
With that, I'm going to go back to everybody. I'm going to ask Drew what he rolled.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Thank you. Drew rolled a natural 1, and I'm not happy with that. So,
would you like to use a patch or would you like a superstition?
I'm going to go ahead and make Maria's superstition.
It would have to make sense. Hers is
Because
about
of
being
the
bound to the
blood.
material when you're dealing with ethereal creatures.
Yeah, and
I just
nothing
said
has
there's
happened
blood
in
on a
this room
chair.
that-
That's all I said. Never said anything about ethereal creatures, so there's no reason to do that.
Well, it said it's still wet.
It is still wet.
That seems like haunted, quite possibly. Like the room's haunted or something.
It just seems
Spirit
like the
here.
blood is still wet. I mean, you're thinking there's a haunt still. That's what you're guessing. So you want to prick yourself to
Yeah.
make it permanent? Okay. You get a hero point. Go ahead and re-roll. It's now permanent. I'll add it to our superstition list.
That's a lot better. 14, 9. It's the 23 perception check.
It is not haunted. There is no form of haunt in this room. The blood is not blood when you get close. It is oil paint. The entire room smells of it.
Of oil paint?
Of oil paint and thinner. Now, you're guessing that somebody freaked out in here. Have that have been a spirit at one point or a person? You don't know.
So with my 23 perception, my next roll that I was going to do was I wanted to track this room. I wanted to
There's nothing to track. It's too old.
There's no
too
there's
old.
no rhyme or reason with the blood or anything.
No, that'd be investigating something, but there's not. It's fucking everywhere. Someone threw a fit, is what it looks like.
Okay.
Or a spirit did.
Okay.
Go
if
down and
that-
finish cooking.
Yeah, if that rounds out the top floor, I'll cycle the first floor and then I'll
The first floor you guys have all been through, it's in disarray. There's nothing functioning in here in the first floor anymore. It's kind of just a sitting room, a dining room, a kitchen, a library, and then there's that non-formal room. You're guessing that's like the prep room for when they bring animals in. Over here. That's a prep room for when animals are brought in to like skin them, clean them, all that kind of shit. And then this is a sitting room. And this looks like it's some form of a music room. But there's nothing
Okay.
special in any of those. And as a matter of fact, with that high roll you did earlier, I'll tell you, it looks like this place has actually been looted.
Really? Okay.
With
Now,
that,
you said this is a prep room?
which one? Yeah, this is the prep room. Over on this side, where there's food and stuff in it. This is like the prep
Yeah.
room for everything. That from like when animals are brought in, there's a drain in the floor. And when you move the table aside, there's a basic stove here for cooking. There's a whole bunch of like pantry and foodstuffs in this room. And this room is relatively cold.
Okay.
Like if this
But
was running, it
up-
would be warmer. But they obviously is like a larder almost.
Okay, and so the top right is the kitchen.
Yep, and that's the actual kitchen.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, I'll go start on food.
All right. When you're starting food, everyone naps for the night. You get food together. Everyone eats. I'm going to cut us to the next morning. That morning, as everyone wakes up, slumber is fine. Everyone roll a d4 hit points from eating the stew that he makes. Oh, actually, I take that back. The chef rolls it. So you got to roll a d4 temporary hit points for everybody because you cooked.
Okay.
the
What
food-
is cooking?
craft?
Is that craft? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. You would think it would be craft cooking because not all crafts should be the same. It's fucking stupid. I bet you it's actually a feat to cook properly, but we'll just use the craft skill for normal.
4 out of 4.
4
4. Everybody gets 4
Yay,
temporary hit
ETHAUNTIA
points for
dice.
the day. You can heal for the night as well. And as you guys all heal up for the evening, remember, we do have cards that you can spend. There is your science if you are going to use something that gives you hit dice back, like a spell or anything like that. But there is also the emotional heal. Emotional heal is pretty simple. You heal 1 hit point per card, max equal to your level. So when you rest for the evening, however much you would recover, and then you can add on if you need more as well. You can also use emotional healing during like a camp or a rest where you're just kind of sitting and hanging out to heal yourself up. Todd, do you remember how much you heal for a full night's rest? It's not full hit points, is it?
No, it is. I want to say it's your Constitution modifier times
your level.
Your level.
Okay.
And I'm looking for it now, and I, of course...
Well, while we're doing that, who is the first person up? Who, like, wakes with the dawn?
I usually do.
Georgia, do you, as a druid, do you wake with the dawn, or are you a late sleeping druid?
I feel like a lot of the time I would, but based on the past, like, 12 hours...
Yeah, it's been a rough one. Long travel through the snow, and... All right.
Yeah.
At
sleeping a little bit.
Sunup, there is a bright sun the next morning. Not enough to melt snow. It is winter in Moldavia, so that's not going to happen. But there is a knock on the front door. At sunup.
It is level times con mod.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone need extra hit points after that? Just so I know for emotional cards. Okay. You can spend, let me look up how much emotionals we have. We have quite a few emotional heals. You can do up to your level. How many, Drew, do you need 3? For 3 extra hit points?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at like half health.
Okay. Burke, do you need 3?
No, that night's rest was exactly as much as I needed.
Maria, do you need 3?
Nope.
And does Georgia need 3?
I'm gonna say we're okay.
It's con times 3. I mean, you might as well use them. This is what they're here for. If you need 3 extra hit points, take them.
Yeah, why not? Let's find out.
Anna and Serving Hands and 1 from Nessie. So we'll use that. You get 3 hit points back. You can do each of your level. The wrap hits again. You see a head lean. He's got a huge fur top hat on. Like a big stovepipe. Okay. And he leans and he knocks again. Hello?
I'll come to the door with my rifle in hand.
Okay. He steps back about 10 foot from the door.
State your business.
Yes, I was told there is a lodge here that I could stay at to rest before continuing my travels further through the plateau. Guy's tall. He's like 6'4".
That would be correct, but it's in a bit of a state of disrepair moment.
I just need shelter from the wind if possible. It is very cold out here. I do offer some wares for sale if they're necessary.
I like your hat.
I do too.
You can come in.
It's very warm.
I stand aside, let him in.
Man walks in wearing a lot of jewelry, even in the winter. He pulls off his gloves. They're big fur mittens. He's got rings on most of his fingers in different colors. He is wearing the top hat. He pulls the fur off of it. Like it sets on it, like latches. He pulls it off and sets it down. And he's got a smaller hat underneath that is covered in coins.
I'm guessing it's all right, but if you don't mind, and he'll light a torch. You're like, can you pass your hand through this flame, please? I'm
why?
being serious.
Well, why would I do that? That sounds like a horrible fucking idea.
It could be for you if you ignite.
Are you the only person here?
You don't need to know the answer to that, do you? Put your hand in the flame or get out.
I smell at least 2 more, and food too.
I'm waiting.
He waits too. I don't really wish to burn myself today. That sounds like a horrible
I didn't say
idea.
burn yourself. I said pass your hand through the flame.
How about a candle? Can we do a candle? A torch is quite hot.
Yeah, you do it quick. If you're not flammable, You'll be fine.
Are you intimidating this guy?
Yeah.
Give me a roll. Kelly's like, fuck.
19 on the die.
He leans in close and he like brushes his hand through it and he puts his hand up like this so you can see it. It's like black and sooty. Are you happy?
Perfect. Yes, thank you. Welcome in.
And he grabs the torch and puts it out.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Are you hungry?
I was going to stay and offer services for a place to sleep, but I don't like being
Tested?
threatening
Look,
to
trust
be
me.
talked to.
Well, here's the thing, lad. There could have been 3 more of you walk in and try to kill us all.
I highly doubt there's 3 more of me anywhere in this mountain
You
range.
say that, but this creature could do it.
Creature?
Yeah, we just had a run-in with about 3 of them, and it was fucking horrible. So, I was taking precaution before I let you into my house.
All right.
That being said,
He goes,
are you hungry?
Listen, I've seen some odd things out here. I think that is a possible thing. I am hungry. What do you
I made
have?
stew.
Stew. Do you meat in the stew?
Yeah, of course.
No, you don't. I said there's root vegetables and mushrooms. And would
Oh.
you really cook any of the meat that was left over here?
No, I wouldn't. No, there's no meat in the stew. But it's still very good.
I think my rations are better. But I'll be happy to sit with you. Are you the only one here? I smell 2 more at least.
I'm the only one up. The other they'll be waking up soon.
Well, then I will be happy to sit with you. And he'll walk in. Which room are you taking him to?
I'll take him to the kitchen where the dining room is.
The big dining room here?
Yeah, wherever we normally eat and have meals.
That's the dining room. Like, unless you're gonna
Yeah.
not take him through the house and you want to like put him in the sitting room, you could. Cynthia has been sleeping in there though.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm not taking him through there. I'll take him into the dining room.
All right. So you walk through. You go through the billiards room. Unless you're gonna go through Cynthia's room, you got to go through the billiards room.
Ignore
No,
that
there's a
hole
door right
before.
here.
That door goes into a dead end. That's something else.
closet.
That's a closet, my friend.
Oh, my.
You have to go through the billiards room.
My health bar was in the name, or in the way. Wait, isn't this door snowed in?
It was. That is a very valid question.
Kind of looked through the door like,
There is a large padded down area outside, like somebody shoveled or like pushed the snow out of the way, like 20-foot long, 10-foot wide, roughly, like a pathway.
did you do that?
Do it. Are we
Uncover
going
the
inside?
door.
He's like standing in the foyer with you.
Yeah, did you uncover the door?
Oh, it's like that when I got here.
Interesting. All right.
So what'd you make?
Yeah.
And he starts walking to Cynthia's door unless you take him to another door.
Like, oh no, don't go through that door.
Oh, all right. So you're gonna take him through here.
Fact. Actually, no, there's a hole in the other room. Here, we'll go around, and I'm gonna take him out and around to the back door by the kitchen.
He puts
The
his
one that I locked the night before.
Yep, it's all locked up.
I get
I'm
there
just
like,
sleeping in the basement.
well, it's locked. Hang on 1 second, I'll be right back. And he'll run back around.
Now the rest of
through
the mound out
house.
front is there. There's just a hole to the door, like it's crushed down. By
He'll
this
run to the
time, other
door.
people are definitely waking up in the house.
Yeah, he'll run to the door and unlock it.
Okay. He's standing out there with his
visitor.
mittens back on and his hat on because it's cold as fuck out. It's like -20. May I ask why I didn't get to go through the house? And he like walks in through this back door into the kitchen with you, takes his shit off and sits it in here.
There's a huge hole in the floor in the other room. And the other room, someone's sleeping. They're not feeling well. I didn't want to disturb them. So But here we are. Hang on. I'll get you some stew. And I leave.
No. I don't want vegetable stew. No.
There's mushrooms in it, too.
No.
Look, I would have liked to put meat in it, but I didn't want to put any meat in it that we had in the
Nope.
house.
I know a botanist that cooks. I hate vegetables. It being the only thing in stew, it's not good. I have some rations. Don't worry about it. I'll warm up some stuff for myself.
Wait. Do you have any meat?
Yes, of course. That's a good question. Do you trust somebody to give you meat right now? As everybody is making their way downstairs? Is your rewarming stew?
It depends on what it is. If it's dried rations that
It is not dried. It is not dried rations. It's wrapped in leather.
Is actual meat.
He says it's fresh. It's cold. It's frozen.
Where'd you get this?
A bear.
Bear.
Yes, north. I came from the city at the top of the plateau. I took the lift down. You never heard the lift.
Right. No, we're gonna pass on the bear meat. That's a bad thing to eat right now.
Oh,
At least here.
all right. Well, anyway, I would love a room, a place to stay. I need one night. I'll be on my way. If you are looking for wares, I carry quite a lot of stuff with me. He has a backpack with him. It's like a small steamer trunk almost, and he's got like his cloak over top of it.
Quite possibly, yes.
So he will start setting up in this room for you guys to buy. Without getting too deep into it mechanically, anything that's levels 1 to 2, this merchant carries, you can buy on the spot, that is common items, no problem. Common. Uncommon, he has a good chance of having. If it's level 3 to 5, the next time a merchant card gets played, and you purchase it now, he'll come back with it. Sears catalog, as Drew said. For you don't know what Sears is, they used to have catalogs. I ordered a Voltron toy from that when I was a kid. It has stuck with me for my entire life. Somewhere in the basement, I have a Sears catalog. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, we all know why people held onto their Sears catalogs back then.
Uh-huh.
For their Voltron toys.
Voltron toys.
Yeah.
The order catalog is different than that. Sort of. So he'll sell whatever you want. Between games, you guys can buy whatever you want, and so you got it from him. Totally fine with that as long as it's under those numbers. He will eat with you. He is friendly. He doesn't really have any information to give out, nothing like that. He's just a traveling merchant. That's it. He says his last name. He says his name is Mr. Tenwick.
Mr. Tenwick. Right.
Yep.
The kids say sus.
Mr. Tenwick.
Allie's so muted. She's laughing, but no one can hear her.
The merchant.
Sorry. Haha.
No, that doesn't count. Take that laugh back. That's just so fake I can't even use it now.
Tally-ho.
So he'll eat with you guys. He'll ask for a room. You can give him the room in the back of the house. He says, there is another gentleman who's being, I saw him on the road. He's just slower than I am. I sold him some goods. He said he was on the way to this lodge. He is being sent from, he said, the eldest sister peak. I don't know what that means. I'm new to the area. But he said he was coming here, carrying a bunch of tools. He had 2 pack animals. On his way here, saying he's being, God, what did he say he worked for? The Hunters Union? The Hunters something?
All right.
Anyway, he said he should be here within a couple days. I don't know anything about him. I sold him some warmer gear. He didn't look like he was dressed well. He had 2 goats with him and a lamp with butterflies in it, which was, I told him was a horrible idea. They were going to die out here, but he said no.
So Eric, when I woke up finally, like 8ish or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
What's the situation here? Is it
Still the same. Hasn't changed.
Still the same.
Hasn't died down.
Because I don't know we have a visitor.
Nope. Well, you can hear him. He is loud. He has got a booming voice.
He is loud. Okay.
Yes. I'd love to say he is very petite and quiet, but unfortunately, if anyone knows who this is, that is not the fucking case.
Yeah, I guess because it still seems to be stable and like it hasn't changed color or anything either.
Nope. Exactly the same.
All right. Then I will.
Seems stable as that can be.
Right. I mean, it hasn't done anything weird or
It hasn't gone
wonky or anything
supernova.
like that. Yeah. So I'll climb up, and as I climb up, I heard this booming voice, and like I'm just gonna be like, did anyone check on Lysynthia? And I'm gonna go check on Lysynthia because I would have thought someone.
Oh, just Lycynthia's here?
Yes.
Good friend of mine. I've known Lysynthia for ages. I didn't know she was here.
Well, she was with us. I'm sorry.
My name is Mr. Tenwick. I'm a merchant. I travel the area. We just arrived in Moldavia. I'm making my way to the Three Sister Peaks. Currently heading west.
Well, if you are a friend of Lycynthia's, I'm gonna do a sense motive just because.
Sure, absolutely. You just want a passive?
This guy is.
Get a passive focus bonus?
Yeah.
Okay, plus 2.
That'll put me at a 19.
You
from a
serving hands for that?
perception.
Yeah, he seems sincere. He says, yeah, siren, very beautiful hair. The tips are always a different color. She dyes them quite frequently. She's she's kind of a raging alcoholic, but we don't say that to her face.
Right. So she.
That's not true. I have actually called her that many times.
Well, I didn't know that part. Like she came in.
Oh yeah, there'll be bottles all around her. You sure she's just not hungover and sleeping? She's late to fucking everything.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tenwick. She was severely injured.
Oh no.
And so I thought someone would have been checking on her while I was taking care of something else. But
so he reaches in the steamer trunk.
Follow me to the room.
He pulls out a bottle and he says, "Give her this." And it looks like a tiny little liquor bottle.
Okay. Let me see if she's awake. I know Reiki was keeping guard over her.
Reiki's here too. He hates the cold.
He seemed pretty.
And who is
concerned
that?
about
And
her.
he points to Burke walking down and Georgia finally
just
getting up.
Coming out of the library, like I'm still wearing my my
God, yeah, right. Same clothes.
armor and everything. Not the not the magic armor that plates that come over me, but I have this raggedy quilted armor, which is fine to sleep in, thankfully, and probably some of my winter coat is half over, but it's got these shitty army surplus fatigues for the true fate. And I'll stop at the doorway, even though I'm just getting up. I'll still stop at the door and check above.
16,
and before I walk in,
17 AS. Is that military garb?
yes.
True faith?
Ooh.
Mr. Tenwick, like I told him, traveling merchant. I'm going to the Three Sisters, new in town, come from Merrifield.
Oh. And that's where we are, right? This is the Three
You're
Sisters.
down below Merrifield in the plateau below. You're about a couple days out.
Merrifield. Okay. Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
That's the city that always on the move, right?
It is always on the move. It's a magical city.
Right.
It's
It
hard to
bounces
explain.
around a bit.
Don't ask me how it works. I actually don't understand it. But give that to her. She should be fine. She'll drink that, sober her up a little bit. She's probably just hungover.
I mean, there was a lot of blood, but okay.
She'll be fine. She'll shake it off.
Another thing I missed from Pathfinder First Edition is the Alchemist's Kindness, which is the hangover cure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, right. So if you're going to give that to her, Georgia, is it safe to say you're the last person down here?
Oh, absolutely.
Your wound goes away. Your stress may or may not. It will say from you when you slept last night.
Neat. Okay, we love that. Thank you.
It could be worse.
That just went all the way out there, outside of the tray. Do you want me to re-roll?
No,
or
I'm
go
fine with you
what-
taking the number out of the tray. I have no fucking tray rules. We're not in person.
No. Okay. I just get particular. So that is a 16?
Are you happy with that, Georgia?
No. No.
Would you have a patch or a hero point, or would you like a superstition? You could, make a new one. You could tap one of the old ones that we have. I will remind you that the
You
superstitions
did?
have been added that we have so far. But I don't really think
okay.
Wind Frozen, Winds Are Dangerous don't work. And the one that she just made
none of them.
doesn't work either.
None of them. So I think that I'm just going to go ahead and use that hero point that I got for letting Raimundo possess me.
Sure. Yeah, great.
Yeah, great. Way better. Not amazing, but that is a dirty 20.
Georgia, you wake up and you pull your face from the pillow. And
I don't like this.
There are stitches in the pillow, and your face has some small puncture wounds, but it doesn't seem like it got to stitch through you, whatever it was. And the book is on the pillow next to you.
Regder!
Who's that?
I feel like I slept in the safest place last night. Not even Maria's like, you know what?
Maybe this
Sleeping in
ether
the
store
basement?
made such a bad thing, man.
Yes! I got to sleep with chill spirits. No one was angry.
Coming to the base of the stairs. Hey,
If you give like Cynthia the potion, she'll
goddamn
wake up too.
book.
I would, absolutely.
She's fine.
While they're yelling at each other, I'm
Yep,
like,
yep.
all right.
Like
here we
Cynthia,
go,
you
Lysa.
give it to her, she wakes up, she sits, she looks like she has a hangover, she swigs it, and she's like, "Ugh, tastes like
what
pennies.
are you yelling about?"
Tastes like used pennies out of someone's sock."
A
upstairs.
gentleman just showed up. Mr. Tenwick, he said he was a friend of yours, said this would perk you right up.
Top hat.
Yeah. Loud booming voice.
Yeah. Ooh. Is he selling stuff?
Sounds like it. I just woke up.
Is his
a little
hat,
bit ago.
his second hat that he has on, made of coins?
Yes.
Okay, that's probably the real deal. She gets up. Reiki immediately, with the door open, sprints out of the room and runs into the dining room and tackles the merchant.
Oh.
I will ask Georgia a very, very fun yet horrifying question. Do you bring the book with you, or do you leave it up there?
Oh, I'm leaving it up there. I'm not touching
You
it. I'm
notice
not going to touch this shit.
Threads have grown through the book, or through the pillow next to you, under and into yours.
Into my arm?
Into your pillow. So it grew under
pillow.
through its pillow, across the sheets, and through your pillow, trying to latch into you. It did not successfully do it.
Fuck
You
you,
made your
damn it.
save. You made your save. Did not successfully do it.
Okay.
What are you yelling about?
That's the fucking book. I'll tell you. So I woke up in the morning, and this fucking demon book has decided to try to like fucking sew its way into my face. Look at the pillow.
She got little drops
Oh,
of
look.
blood on her face. Yeah, it's
Don't
there. It is through
touch it.
You see it as well. It's not fictional. You see it as
You
well.
think I'd try and touch? Okay, let me ask you this question. Why are you sleeping with a book?
I went to another room, dude. This is not the room that I set up in. I went to another room to avoid this fucking demon book.
Can we burn it? Let's just burn it.
Oh no, I don't think it's malicious.
Fire is
I
always
just
the
think
cure.
It's fucking
With the
horrible.
shit that we've been dealing with the last day and a half? Yes, absolutely. All right.
Ugh.
Do you not want it?
Do what? What?
Are they? And they're shouting about this book.
Oh,
right?
wow.
they're just,
Up
like,
and down the
being
stairs. Through the
super
stairwell,
loud.
they're yelling at each other.
No.
That's-
I yelled at her and then I went
Oh, then you
upstairs
went
to
up.
her door.
She's probably still
Like-
yelling in a panic state. I think that's
Oh,
fair, right, Georgia?
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna take the pillow that it's laying on, wrap it up, pull
That's
the
not gonna
pieces
do any
out
good.
of the.
When you pull, it's like pulling thick leather cord through the sheets and through her pillow.
It's
Uh-huh.
fucking nasty, isn't
And
it?
you're just hanging from it.
Right. We don't need this, right? You don't want it.
I don't know what it is.
Is it?
That was the book that was like bubbling and growing and expanding, and we had to make that special case
When
for
everything
it.
was, when everyone was under the influence, yeah.
Wonky. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's that book.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn
Like-
to Mr. Tenwick and
But
I don't know if we've got the money for this. I don't know if you have anything available.
Why,
for
Cynthia's in the room sitting next to him now.
But I guess there's this weird book that's what they're shouting about. I don't know if we need to keep it. I don't know if it's involved with the haunt that we dealt with or what. But do you have something that could contain?
I can take it with me if you don't want it.
I mean,
I don't really have a container. I don't know what it is. I'll be honest, I'm not a person of the magics. I collect and sell.
Yeah, I don't.
They are labeled by a dear friend of mine. I bring them back and I sell them to people and we split the profit.
Let's just fucking burn it.
You hear muffled through the floor.
You could burn it, he says. I don't know what would happen. I would recommend doing it outside.
That's what he was gonna do. He wraps it in the pillow, like the cord's dangling out through it, and he just walks downstairs. He's like, all right.
Regder, there's something in it.
Yeah, so we burn it, and that'll burn it too.
No, it doesn't mean
What if
it's
it's-
something bad.
What if it's like a relic and you burn it and then you release whatever's trapped inside?
Doesn't mean it's bad.
Is that how books work? Look, it tried to stitch itself into my sister's face. I'm just saying, if we burn it, fire seems to be working pretty well against everything we've been dealing with the last day and a half.
Okay, well, if we're gonna burn the damn thing, then why don't we at least, fucking cut it open first? I'm not touching it.
Mr. Tenwick
What
goes,
is this wee shit?
hold on, the arguing, again, I said, I can just take it off your hands. I'm sure the person is my business partner. We could sell it somewhere else, maybe bring profit back for you. I would give you 15% of the sale.
35.
Finder's fee is usually about
15%.
10 to 15.
15% for you. You don't know what it is. I have to get it identified. It has to be studied. We have to know what it is. It has to be safe. We have to sell it or destroy it.
Georgia pulls out her clan dagger.
That's a beautiful blade. Are you selling it?
No, she's not selling it. You're not selling your fucking
well,
blade.
I don't mean an offense. I don't see dwarves very often, he said. It's new.
Look,
We
my
have
question
one
is,
in Merrifield, and he is a dick.
What's his name?
Nah, we're not going through that. I've been here for the clan conversations about how someone's the descendant of someone, how they own property. I'm not doing this. You can find him in Merrifield if you want to deal with him.
So, Bert, this is a typical
try.
morning with the
What's his name?
Barrack siblings.
This is something to look forward to every day.
Yes.
Look, this
if you
is
decide
not
to
typical. All right. There's normally not a book trying to grow its way into my sister's face.
Again?
And also, we can
15%?
hear you, and that was a little rude, but
15%
I
finder's fee.
understand.
Yes, I'm giving you 15 for me selling it. That seems good. Like Cynthia, correct? She's like, too loud. Way too loud right now, guys.
Has the book like stitched itself back together as well?
It's never been cut apart.
Oh, I thought she
shit,
cut a few.
because of the
No, she never cut it.
No, she never cut
Just
it.
grew these out of the threads that are there. And they're like thin
I thought you
leather.
cut like 2 or 3 and then you stopped.
Nope.
and the clocks rang.
Yeah, because the
but
clocks
we
rang.
were-
Like that's when you snipped it.
It's not cut.
Yeah. Because we okay.
We might have thought you cut it while we were under the influence of the haunt or
Bingo.
the creatures.
If you look at it closely,
that's right.
if you look at it closely, there are cut lines, but they're sutured back together with thinner leather thread. Like it wound itself back together.
Okay, are we gonna do this or not?
Whoa, 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 don't destroy it. Let me just take it and sell it for you.
We're not destroying it. We're gonna get. Wait. And George is gonna look at
Burn
the
it,
book.
wood.
I am Mr. Tenwick. This is Lysynthia Shackelford. We're both from Merrifield. And
No,
there is
you're
a...
quite loud. I heard.
Lysynthia goes, yes, very loud. So, give it to me. I box it up. I come back in a season or so, or maybe less, depending on how quickly I can sell it. AKA when another merchant card gets played.
What are you? I suppose
Or you
I didn't
keep it.
think about that. I mean, the book, it could be something completely different if we were dealing with it during that haunt, right?
It still looks creepy as fuck, stitched leather with leather pieces through it. It does not look normal.
I mean,
There's nothing about it that makes you go, damn, that is great craftsmanship. It makes you go,
Right.
fuck, that is unnerving as hell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use Arcane Sense again because the situation has changed. We're no longer, hopefully, under the influence of whatever
Nope.
was happening. So
Seems like.
I
Seems like
I will detect magic on it again, see if it's still that angry red black.
Yep, I do tell you right now, it's the same angry red black. Nothing different
Alright.
about it.
Then I kind of blink my eyes and look away, and I'm like, well, it's still
The
throwing off the same
Necronomicon.
energy that I saw last night. So
If it is dangerous to you all, we
you-
can take it. And he points to Lysynthia, and he's like lowered his voice, but it's still like 5 decibels too loud.
Eric, did this match at all the handmade journals in the chest?
No, not at all. Those were like bought books that were blank that have been written in. They're like a journal, like a series of like green,
Like a
blue,
set.
reds. Yeah. They're just nice blank books.
Okay.
What's in the book?
Look. And he like has stuff on the table at this point, like people can buy things and stuff. He's like, final offer, 20% of the sale. You give it to me, I sell it, I bring back 20%. You can help repair this place that was probably really nice at one point in time. And then you could fit so much in this house. It's much larger than the train cars I had to grow up in.
Okay.
Maria,
so,
what do you think?
I mean,
The audience, like, get rid of the book!
right. Well, I mean, I don't know if burning it is going to help or hinder, and if Mr.
Serving
Tenwick
hands played this card.
is based out of Merrifield. Like I haven't.
I am.
I think Maria's actually. She knows people who live there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Serving
Yeah,
hands
she
played
knows
this
at least
card.
one person who lives there, and so she knows it's like a weird place, and she knows they deal with a lot of. She's heard that they deal with a lot of like
It's
high
the
level.
Portland of ETHAUNTIA.
Right. It's if you like it, put a spirit on it.
Oh, man.
If you like it, put a spirit on it.
Well, that's a shirt.
That's a shirt.
From that aspect, Maria's like, I mean, I don't think any of the three sisters could figure this out. They might be too superstitious to even look into it. Merrifield, from what I've heard, Mr. Tenwick might know people who can take care of it.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, I can take it to Matterfield. I go there not often, but I've been there before.
Right. But I live there, so I'm making I can get it there, no problem. Or I can give it to Lysynthia. Lysynthia can take it back with her. She deals with dangerous things way more than I do.
Look, here's the thing. My concern is that we're going to give the book to you, and then tomorrow morning comes around, and I'm waking up next to a book trying to.
Well, you know
pry
what?
its
That
way
means you
back
tried
into my
one
face.
more thing, Georgia. You tried one more thing. Lysynthia's like, let's just fucking burn it.
That's what I said.
It's worth money. Don't burn it. Don't burn it. Everything of this
You know
kind
what?
of oddness, someone will buy.
But
You all go. You all do what you want. Be diplomatic or democratic or whatever. I do not
Diplomatic
care.
or democratic.
I don't. They're two different things.
You do
I'm
you.
gonna go make some coffee.
So, and he settles down, the camera pans back. I will let the group decide if they want to sell it or not off camera. As the camera pans back to the outside of this place, the snow melts a little bit. There is almost like a fast forward essence of Bregder going out, setting traps in the area, of him going out towards the airship, which we will talk about live here before we close down. And then, Burke, what do you do over the next 2 weeks? I'll say this merchant stays for like 2 days with you before he leaves. But what do you do over the course of 2 weeks? Because this entire group now has a chance to kind of take time, hang, and wait at least till the new person shows up.
I think Burke's he'll continue his looking into ether storms.
Okay.
He's also, because there have been things in his studies here that he's starting to learn about utilizing these parts and pieces that have been accumulated from different creatures. Not necessarily, I don't think he's going to start with these horrific things that have been trying to consume us and duplicate us, but maybe some other parts that are available.
Okay.
Because he has some ideas for things he could make out of them.
Okay.
You know, we got to start into the crafting stuff sooner or later, so that's what he's going to work on.
Okay.
Also, he probably has a few things he might order from this Mr. Tenwick. So
sure, you get some stuff from him as well. Supplies, that's true. And we have all of our monster parts. You have the new level 4 that you got. For those who don't know, we're using Battle Zoo during the season. That's what those monster part cards are for, which we had some level 3s played tonight as well, which allows them to craft items out of monster parts and keep upgrading them. Think like your favorite video game where you get to keep the same item and make it better the whole time. That is what this kind of allows you to do. So you're doing mostly studying. Is there any particular thing that you are studying besides the Ether Storm, or is that kind of like your 2-week fill?
Yeah, I think that's going to be his main focus. He doesn't know a whole lot about. Actually, no. He's also going to study the language.
Would you like to make a lore book or lore section of the library between your notes? And I'm assuming that Regder tells him about the journals upstairs. Are you going to make an Ether Storm part of the library as a lore and make it trained? Because if so, we have an improved library card.
If everyone's amiable to that, the great word.
Yeah.
Everyone's cool with it?
Since we have our own little portable, not portable, since we have our own little miniature ether storm in the basement right now.
Easy to study.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can figure out something to do with it that will be useful.
Okay. Well, I'm going to spend Serving Hands, improve library. We now also have Lore Ether Storm. If you take your downtime or you're doing a downtime action, whatever the time frame is to study in there, you can use that and you'll be considered trained in that skill. That will take us to... I think we should go to Maria and then go to Georgia, because I have no idea what the fuck Georgia's going to be doing. Maria, you were talking about maybe crafting poisons. You're not going to do that now. Is there something else you're going to do?
I'm going to work on making alchemist fire. I know that there's a whole lot of talk of let's burn the book, but because of everything that we've run into in like the past, before this 2-week time span, the past 48 hours, I don't want any of us to not be without non-magical fire.
Sure.
In case there's more of those things roaming around, or even if there's not, sometimes just having non-magical fire on hand during the winter is kind of a good thing. So.
So that's your pretty much your 2 weeks. Nothing else really other than that. Oh, I see a max crit card got played.
I mean, like, if the haunt is done, there's really nothing there. I could.
No, it's no longer haunted.
Yeah. I mean, before Mr. Tenwick leaves with the book, I could roll to try and see if the book is cursed.
That's up to you guys if you decide to do it. I will tell you that you can't make any other checks on this book unless you cut it open. That's it. That's all there is to this.
All right, then I'm not going to cut it open because that's ridiculous.
I'm fine with you cutting it open. I'm just saying there's no more checks you can make unless you cut it open, or you get a book on the book, or you find a person with knowledge on the book. You tapped.
Right.
Make sure to duck. There's some shade flying around.
I'm looking around, seeing if there's anything else.
Well, I'll let you think. Georgia, what about you?
So I think Georgia is going to go up probably, honestly, to like this room up here that her brother was in yesterday to kind of like set herself up. And she is going to basically take off this belt that has been weighted down with these trinkets and oddities and take a little sack and just dump it out next to them as well. And like more bones and preserved bits and weird herbs and like little talismans fall out of it. Just these all odd little baubles. And she's just kind of like, Finally, a little bit of time to focus on my art. And I'm going to be crafting some talismans.
Now, I will tell you, your brother does tell you there's an art room here. It is destroyed, but if
Yes.
it is repaired, it does give bonuses to crafting anything that is like painting, sewing, leatherworking, things along those kind of craft skills.
Okay.
There's something that does, but it'd have to be repaired.
Cool, cool. That is good to know. I mean, if he were to come in and tell me that at any point, over
Yeah,
the
you would
next-
just know it. It doesn't
however
matter.
much-
You know at the
Okay.
beginning of this downtime that that's a thing.
Cool, cool, cool. So I'd probably, I would probably like make a talisman or two, and also spend. So let's see, and then I would spend probably about 6 days cleaning up that room.
Okay. All right, so you're cleaning and crafting and doing that kind of stuff. There is a window in that room, and out of that room, during the time you've been spending, and since you are a druid, I'm assuming you go outside when it's like warm during the day. You probably meet your brother out by the airship a couple times to look into things. That fire takes at least a week to die on that airship. It takes a long time. And with the group, as that information's kind of brought back every night, I'm assuming Regdur only spends like maybe one night out there, comes back, relays information, goes back out, checks traps. Like you're kind of doing like the lap between the airship and back. Is that pretty fair to say? Or are you going to camp out there for a week straight? I mean, you could. You're more than capable of doing it.
Yeah, no, if we have the ability to do it safely with the temperature, then I would have camped out there.
With the
Like, I would've
new
made,
cards, you can go out there with the tents and stuff that you find here. It will ignore cold weather for up to 4 people with the 2 tents that you all have.
Okay, well, I would take one and do that then.
Okay.
And I would.
So you stay out there for a week then.
Yeah.
What did you get on your check when you put it in chat for your perception? This is important.
So when I got out there, I did my survey wildlife, and I got a 24 for tracking about what's around, what's happened.
Okay.
I only rolled a passive. I didn't roll an actual perception. I can do that now if you want.
If you want to do passive and take the focus card and add a +2, serving hands played 1, you can add a +2 to your passive.
Yeah, that'll give me a 21. I'll do that.
So over the course of your week out there, the fire does eventually diminish. You do see creatures show
Sorry,
up.
real quick.
Yep.
I rolled a nat 20 on my stealth check to set up my blind, though.
Oh, okay, so no one fucking finds you.
Yeah.
You're fucking like in the snow, dugout, tunnel, hole this big, tent inside this igloo
Yeah, exactly.
in the pine forest. Yeah, just this.
I would like to add, I feel like Georgia would like walk you out there.
Sure.
And probably do so using the Vanishing Tracks spell.
Oh, just fucking tripling down. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So in case he never comes back, we can't find him.
Exactly what I'm hoping for. So
I know where. I know where he is.
first week, while he's gone, the carpenter does show up. The carpenter is not human. They are a ancestor you've never seen before in Moldavia or in Merrifield.
Is it Morung?
It is Morung.
Yeah! Get it!
For those who don't know, Morung are these large humanoid creatures. They are large. They are made from the bones and meat of monsters and forged in the great machine as these large ram-like creatures. And they are really good crafters. They believe in the machine as like almost a philosophical / religion. Like it's a little bit of both. And the gentleman shows up with two pack animals that he's larger than, with a bunch of supplies and enough to make a workshop for woodworking. And he tells you that he has been native to Moldavia for some time. As he's talking to those people, I will cut to Drew out in his blind watching. At the blind, over the course of a week, every night you watch the fire diminish more and more. It is cold. There's some nights that hit like -50 out here, but overall it's like -10. You're warm, you're bundled up, you can hunt, you're in the trees watching. On the 6th day of the week you're out there, you see a lot of the snow start to move. The fire from the airship has melted everything in the area. The grass underneath can be seen that isn't burnt. But the bodies of the crew get up and begin to walk west. You hear the cracking. Some leave parts behind. They all stand and head as a group. 30 people head west.
What's west?
You have no idea. It's the plateau, and it goes out. There's no city unless they go really far, and they have to go through plateaus and mountains to get to anything. With that, can I have a nature roll for anything that may be between here and like the next large city from you? That's something you're good at. You should be, but you're a ranger. Maybe not. You might suck.
No, I am. It's I rolled a 9 on the die, so it's only a 16.
Oof, that's, I mean, it's not great. Do you feel like maybe you would like a dilemma, or would you like a superstition?
Can't think of a good superstition right now.
Ah, it sounds like a dilemma to me.
How about when the dead get up and walk away, don't follow them because it's bad.
That's not a superstition. That's just fact.
I'll take a dilemma.
Okay, dilemma. I'm willing to give you a hero point under one circumstance. Somebody from your history is one of the dead bodies walking.
The history that I gave you?
Yep. You can pick who it is.
I don't like this.
You pick any of the people you want out of it. I don't care who it is. Man, you're taking a dilemma. You said you wanted a dilemma. That's a dilemma. Who is it? Who is the person? I think a sister sounds good, personally.
Oh man, you said that. Okay, I had to click back to see Allie's face.
Yeah. Oh, here, I'll put us all on screen for this one. I know why Allie doesn't want this.
I'm guessing.
No.
I'm guessing it has to be someone that's alive.
Yes. Sister probably makes the most sense out of your guys' past.
Well, I mean, I have more NPCs in mine.
Sure, yeah, you do. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. Whoever you pick is dead. If you use the sister, they're alive. That seems logical to me, looking at your background.
Well, the person that I rolled is already dead, so it couldn't be her anyway. All right. I guess it's our sister.
Allie, that's a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
There is a woman standing
Yes, she
about
is.
60 foot, 70 foot from the burning fire as it diminishes out. And she is grabbing the head of somebody and pulling them up out of the snow and shakes them once and they animate. And they start walking. And she looks around for people. She doesn't, I mean, like, she scans where your blind is, but she never makes, like, direct eye contact with you. And she walks around the backside of the ship and continues. I'm assuming you don't follow the 30 people and her. And it'll be easy to track because there's 30 bodies walking in a direction.
No, I feel like this is not something I want to do by myself.
Then how long do you wait before you pack up to head back? A couple hours?
Yeah.
A few hours, you start getting ready to pack up. You haven't got out of your blind yet. And there is a crunch of snow near your blind.
Okay.
You hear snorting and sniffing. And then the combination of like a goat noise and a human gurgle. You hear a tree get hit. I'm guessing probably rubbing its horns on it. And this humanoid goat-like creature walks past your blind in the beginning of nightfall. The four legs are hands of a human. The rear is a goat. The body is this amalgamation of human flesh and goat fur. It's got a human face that's elongated and goat horns. When it turns and looks like past your blind, it has human eyes. It blinks and they're goat. And it walks by your blind. It does not seem to notice you. It heads towards the wreck and starts rooting through the bodies that are left. Do you do anything?
I'm gonna stay and observe.
Can I have an occult roll from you?
God. Well, do you want me to reroll my nature roll with the hero point that you gave me?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can reroll the nature point. That's for something else.
Well, I figured.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, nature 19 on the dice. That's a 26.
The closest thing here is an abandoned temple. It's about 2 days from here.
Do I know of what?
No one really goes in it. It's boarded up. The superstition is anyone who goes in comes out with a second voice, so nobody goes in.
But it's not true faith, though.
There's no true faith markings.
Yeah. Okay, a second voice.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good at all.
Mm-hmm. Can I get your roll for the creature?
Yeah. You said occultism?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trained, so... No. 3 on the die, so 4.
You take mental note of what it looks like, and you can bring it back to the rest of the group when you come back.
Okay.
That night, the carpenter will be setting up, and everyone can talk with him besides Regdur, because Regdur's not here right now, but the rest of you are. And with that, is there anything that the group wants to talk about to kind of close our session up for the evening?
I think that would depend for me. Have I seen any of the book again, or is it gone?
It depends if you guys got rid of the book or not. I can't answer that. It depends if you gave it to Tenwick.
We gave it.
We did, yes.
You have not seen it again. It's gone.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
I would have shared the weird dream I had.
Okay.
That you shouldn't sleep on the first floor. There's too many souls around.
I will say during your knowledge checks and stuff, you would learn that any spirits that were in the animals in this area, they've probably been sucked to that thing downstairs. When the whole house was like lost, all the lights in the eyes, and the haunt vanished, they probably all moved to that fettered object downstairs in the ether storm.
Has there been any sign of Raimundo?
Once in a while, you'll get a glimpse of him in a mirror. He's usually smiling. Sometimes you'll see the pot when someone leaves it for too long get stirred. But you don't ever make like actual contact with him unless you have the ability to speak with the dead, or it is the right day of the week. You sure fucking did.
I think I leave like little sticky notes out for him.
Those don't exist.
No, I know. I realize that. I like to leave.
She's a
little
pine
notes
druid.
around
Everything
the house.
she deals with.
Well, that's true. You're like Tar.
Yeah.
Tar.
I take some paper and I just like stick it somewhere.
Just pulling paper thin sheets of wood out and writing on them and just
So if this is
what under the wall,
what's going on? The new carpenter. He says my name is Droslaw. Droslaw is a local name, but you can call me Pruna. Pruna is my last name, and many people believe that it brings good luck. I am an amazing craftsman, but I have been sent from the Hunters Union to help rebuild this lodge. I was told that we have not heard from Raimundo in 2 seasons. So I've been sent here to assist you in any way possible in repairing this place. I will, of course, require a lodge and a workshop. Does this place have such a space for me.
I think we
I
can
mean-
find something for you.
I can rebuild anything that is made of wood or metal. With a forge, I can even dabble in a little bit of weapon crafting, but it's not my specialty.
And Burke is kind of like in awe, but he doesn't want to like. It's like if you see a celebrity out, you want to be cool.
Yeah.
Like he's just absolutely fascinated by a creature that seems that they have been manufactured in a way.
Yeah, so he is tall. He's kind of hunched over until he gets into the main forge. He'll stand upright. It's a big ceiling in here. His horns are not symmetrical. They're asymmetrical. One kind of curves down and around, and the other one goes up and like hooks down in front of his eye. On that one, he has a series of holes drilled in it that tools hang from. Almost like a veil, kind of. He is black and brown fur, kind of patchy in spots. His eyes are a really bright yellow. He's got a soothing voice about him in general. He is a large Morung. If there's anything that I can do, a place that you would like, but I'd like to take the week to assess and maybe start repairing the essential pieces: doors, windows, roofs, floors, anything that seems to be out of alignment with the great machine. And about a week after he's gone through all this, and you guys have kind of, made time, the camera watches everyone quickly moving about as it speeds up the week as Regder comes back. Regder, when you show up, the entire snowdrift is gone. It's all shoveled out and away from the house. It's visible now. The mounds are there. The lift is running. There are fires in it, and it seems to be running. Looks like general maintenance has been done. But on the way back, you have seen here and there a smattering of goat prints and human handprints in the snow around the lodge.
Okay.
When you show up, around the side of the building, a gigantic ram steps out in winter clothes and a huge bladed shovel shoveling snow away from the front of the place. Kind of like goat hoofs and human hands.
So he's wearing clothing. He's using tools.
Mm-hmm. It's way bigger than the thing you saw.
Walk up, just kind of put the butt of my rifle on the ground and like, and who are you then?
Oh, you must be the brother to Georgia.
Hey.
They're all inside. I am the carpenter sent from the Hunters Union.
Oh. Lovely. Were you out by the site at all?
The site? The snow?
The crash. About 5 miles.
Ah, the pyre of the burning machine.
Yeah. Were you out there at all?
I came from the east, from the small sister I was sent here. Technically, I took a gondola from there to the eldest, and then to Merrifield, and then to here. But no, I did not go out by there. I'm not a wilderness person. Traveling here was difficult enough.
All right.
They're inside. I've cleaned everything. I've started repairs.
All right, then. What's your name?
As he kind of walk away, he shovels like a 2 human-sized pile. This is you can call me Pruna.
Pruna.
Correct.
Regder.
Yes,
All
I know you're one of the dwarven siblings. Yes.
He kind of gets a sullen look on his face. He's like,
Good luck. They have been at it and arguing on and off the entire week.
Well, welcome. I'll see you around, I guess.
When you touch the front door, the knob is fixed. It's polished. The frame has been fixed. You walk in and it's clean. in the foyer. There's no snow, there's no snult. The rug has been reseamed.
All right.
And sure enough, everyone's here doing whatever it is they're doing. When you come in, you have a description of a creature. You also saw a sibling. I'm assuming you're going to call a meeting.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to put the map on to close this out for the evening. And I'm going to pull this up. I'm assuming everyone's going to go to the den area here. The kind of like table where the tarot area, not tarot, but the runes area was and all that kind of stuff. I think this is probably the meeting room for everybody. Or the library.
Probably.
That's the two spots I think that make the most sense.
There's probably a bar cart in here, so probably here. He needs a drink.
Lysynthia and Mr. Tenwick are both gone. They have left during the time you were gone. Actually, probably while you were setting up your alarms and things in the vicinity, they left as well. If you want to put yourselves all in there, pick your chair, pick your seat, pick wherever it is that's kind of going to be your spot for future meetings. This room has been cleaned, repaired. The furniture has been stitched and wiped. It smells of pine and lemon. The table has been polished, repaired. The legs are even and no longer broken. It's one of the few rooms over the course of the week that Pruna has fixed. On top of that, in the middle of the room, there is a crystal ball on the table that never was there before. When everyone comes in, the lights flicker, and Raimundo appears inside the crystal ball in the table. Closer inspection, this crystal ball looks like some melted together like glass. It's uneven. There's like weird wavery marks on it. And his face appears. It is ice.
Okay.
While in this room, Raimundo is considered someone who can aid in a role. He gives +2 to any form of aid that is required, but you have to be in this room, and you can only do it once per day. He's considered kind of like a reliquary assistant, because we had a reliquary card played.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
While everyone is in here, do you share the information on what you saw, and what do you say to the group?
So I stayed out there for about 6 days. I was getting close to I was thinking about packing up. And then all the bodies from the crash got up.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, about 30 people in total.
I was wondering where you guys are. You're all in the wrong room. That's the painting room. These room.
Yeah, sorry, it was the same. It's the same map for.
It is
for
not the same
maps.
map.
For us, it is.
For us, it is.
I had to reload my page because it was showing the same
Oh, weird.
Oh,
map on
Yeah,
both
one
sides.
was dark and one was light. It was
Yeah.
strange.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it should be the right one. It's a different map. I promise you that. It's the one with the table and everything in it.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the one we see.
That
There's
makes
just
more
two of
sense.
them.
Ah, well.
I had to refresh.
Well, it's the one
now
that I
see.
see.
So anyway, I apologize.
There we are.
Where the fuck are they?
Georgia. Clobble was on that ship.
What? What?
I don't know why she was on it, and there was.
Battle
this-
doesn't travel.
I know. I know, and I would have followed, except that there were 30 of them. And I figured you'd want to be along.
So our sister's a zombie, is what you're telling me.
I don't know exactly what she is.
She looked living.
But they all got up. She wasn't stuttering or she didn't look like a zombie. She looked like her, but she got up with the rest of them and she started walking after this tall woman. It's like she picked her up and shook her like a whip. Kind of looks at Maria.
Tall woman, like, can you give me a better description than a tall woman?
Eric, what did she look like?
You're pretty far from the site. I'm assuming you weren't sitting on top of it, right?
Yeah, no, I was probably at least, I don't know.
A couple 100 foot?
Yeah, probably 200 feet.
Red hair is the only thing I would tell you.
Okay.
Like, they were all frozen. Like, she was definitely animating frozen corpses.
I mean, right off the top of my head, I was thinking maybe an ether witch, because I know that they...
I haven't seen one of those, but it didn't look like what I've been led to believe they look like. She looked human. She looked, well, I don't know about human either, but she had red hair. That's all I could tell. She was tall, red hair. And she picked up her sister's body and shook it like a sock and...
No, other way. Other way. Your sister...
Sister's the one, yeah.
That picked her up and animated her.
Yes.
Oh.
Other way, Drew.
Oh, I thought she was on the ship and I completely misunderstood you.
No, she was on the site. And that you saw her walk around the ship and grab somebody and shake them and animate them. Your sister did.
Oh, that's different.
Mm-hmm. They all move awkwardly. They were frozen, so they're like kind of like stop motion moving because they're like still fucking thawing.
That doesn't make
sense. Like that, reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
That, reverse it. So what I just said, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like your sister's a necromancer. And that's illegal.
It does.
Not around here,
I know.
It does sound like it, but she's not like... That's actually what she goes against. She was a... Oh, fuck. What the hell was her title?
Acolyte?
No, remember she was like a spirit warden or...
She's a death warden.
Death warden, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, she's which I suppose could... I mean, I guess that kind of tracks, but it doesn't make any sense.
I mean...
Did she just appear, or was she... Did it
she
look like
walked
she
out
was
from
on
behind
the ship?
No, the ship was just like near its end of its burn, and she walked out from the other side of it, because you can't obviously see 360 around it.
Yeah.
Came out from around it. A lot of the other bodies got up and moved in the area. You didn't see her walk around and touch all of them.
Okay. Yeah, I completely misunderstood you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a thing, I guess. So she's not dead. She's...
alive. Yes.
She's alive, which I mean, she should be. She was last time we knew. But the other thing... It kind of looks out...
Oh, there's more.
Hey,
There's more shit?
I waited a few hours to make sure they were gone and it was clear. And then I started moving again to get ready to get going. And there was some type of shape-shifting goat. It was walking on four hands, but the horns and its face was elongated. And actually, when I came back, I thought it might be a friend outside, but it's not him. He's much bigger than that was. I don't know what this could be.
So now I can use esoteric lore because I can use recall knowledge regarding haunts, curses, and creatures of any type.
You can. It is. You're not seeing it, so you're going by word of mouth. It is a little more difficult. But you do know the area. You do know cryptids that have been spotted in the area. Especially from like cryptozoologists that are in the area.
Some hand-walking, Baphomet-looking bitch.
I got 25.
The creature he's talking about is a cryptid. They are found around dead bodies. They are known as a Gollophalin. Goffloe Loan. A Gollophalin. They're usually found around the dead. No one knows why. People are afraid of it. Anytime someone gets usually within like 10 to 15 foot of it, it flees. But he was hid so well, I didn't fucking smell him or see him.
Was wearing scent lock. You can find it at Bass Pro Shop. And Dick's Sporting Goods everywhere.
Fuck out of here.
Covered myself head to toe in deer piss.
And acorns.
Ever. Oops.
Just crushed acorns.
Bear musk.
Creepy ass fucking creature. What?
Okay.
What do you want?
Well,
You
if
get
you're-
one question about it. What do you want?
Because we might have to fight it, I'm gonna ask, but it's if it has any weaknesses.
No one's ever attacked it. If you want to draw it out, large amount of dead. It seems to be drawn to them. The only theory that any form of cryptid hunter has found for these creatures is they believe it tracks the scent of necrotic flesh. But as for like a weakness or something, no one's encountered one close enough. They are human and goat. That is what you know. And they walk on all fours. Its front two limbs are hands of a human. The back two are of a goat. No one knows if it changes shape. Nothing. It's just a weird mix between. I would say if you like went around or you drew a rough sketch, or if you wanted to go through the library and look over that little bit of downtime, I can give you a little bit of image for it if you want.
Okay.
If that would make you feel better. Here, I will do this. Let me edit it so you can see it and upload them for you. You don't know weakness. It's never been recorded, so I'm not going to waste your question on that. If you'd like to ask something else.
Crack energy. Are they associated with any keepers?
All cryptids can be associated with keepers, yes. This one particularly, no, not like a specific, like, hey, this is a cryptid that is tied to that keeper. Nothing like that. Here, let me show the audience this creepy thing as you kind of find a, whoops, I didn't mean to do that, find a picture of it. You guys should have access to the item now, or to the handout. They're known to have long tongues, human and goat-like appearance, and weird reflective greenish eyes that go from human to goat. They also have an extra thumb. Just one. You guys see it in handouts?
I don't.
No.
Let me refresh though.
No.
I
Oh,
refreshed.
here,
and I
hold
don't
on.
see it.
Hold on, let me reshare it. Try it again. Boop. How about now? Should force it up for you guys to look
Yeah,
at.
no, I see
Cryptid.
it.
Yeah.
Oh
No, I
my
see it.
god.
Oh, that guy.
I
Yeah.
love
Okay.
him.
That is not the response a human's supposed to have, Allie.
Let me close that real quick and never open it again.
He's just doing his best. He's just a little guy.
Finding an image of it,
God.
I will tell you that it replaces its own parts. This is what you would know about it, to make itself human again.
Oh, baby.
From dead? Like from dead bodies? It's Jeepers Creepers. Great.
from the fucking audience. They are dangerous, though. I mean, they are fucking dangerous cryptid.
These guys are.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like it is
Almost
now
all
like
cryptids
my personal
son?
like it is Allie's life mission to help all of them become their best human selves again. These are my sons. Yeah.
Allie goes, desktop wallpaper. And so, with that said,
Baby.
there is a very specific thing as you describe what it looks like. I need a recall memory from Regder.
Recall memory?
Yeah, like remembering something. It usually, I think, falls under perception, if I remember correctly, for recalling memory in Pathfinder 2.
Okay.
This is our closing roll.
God damn it.
It's all riding on you. No pressure.
Would you like to
Last roll
plus?
for a while?
Well, actually, he wouldn't be able to help you. This is not really a research thing. He can't really aid you with this. This is a personal memory.
I already used my second patch.
You sure did, unless someone in the audience has got a patch for you that hasn't been used yet.
Anybody got a patch I can use?
Or Drew, welcome to take another dilemma. Or make a superstition about this cryptid.
I have one, but I'm not gonna tell anyone. Actually, I could, but I don't know if it actually...
I mean, I am all ears for new superstitions.
So what I wrote before knowing we were going to run into some weird-ass goat-human hybrid thing, one of mine was soak your bandages in goat's milk to help draw out the bleak.
Gross.
I love it. Yes. Eric, has Medi shown up again?
Goat milk to draw out the
It's
bleak.
a superstition. Like,
okay.
I never said it was a good one, like a one that works, but it's a superstition.
It's fantastic.
Well,
that's a great one.
Regder, would you like to use that specifically?
Kelly, if you don't mind, yeah, I'll take it. I'll absolutely use that.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean,
excellent.
Take bandages of sheep's wool to draw out the bleed.
Bleed.
Wow.
God damn it.
Eric, has our goat companion made it down here safely yet?
No, you never went back up to get him.
Kelly, I love you. Nat 20.
All right. Good.
29.
I'm glad your
Yes,
superstition came in handy.
The human-esque features of it remind you of your missing hunter, Johan.
Buddy.
The person you went into the darkest house to find?
Yeah.
The human-esque features of it remind you of Johan. The eyes, a little bit of human on its face. That natural 20, damn, it looks a lot like him.
He kind of gets a like he's just remembering this. He's like, now that I'm thinking about what I saw, it actually looked a lot like Johan.
Everybody but Burke would know.
Yeah. So then, well, I don't want to use this superstition. Let's make it canon. So
yes!
I'm sitting there and I'm like, so you think maybe Johan got infected with the bleak and tried that thing of soaking the bandages in goat's milk?
Do you need a reroll? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh, you're just saying it? Oh, okay. I'll give you a hero point. I'll give you a hero point. You get a hero point. You can carry it to next episode.
Okay.
So is that what you guys are?
Possibly.
With that, outside of the building, there is a wrap on the glass outside of the room you were in. It's I'd say about midday you made the walk back, in the morning. Actually, no, that's up to you. Did you come home in the morning or did you leave at night to be here in the morning? Because it's a little bit of a trek back. That's up to you.
We said it was 5 miles out.
In the snow. Thick ass, uncarved, no path snow. And you are 5'3".
Yeah, but I'm mighty. I will say I left
like early morning.
I will say I left. Yeah, early morning,
so
I can
afternoon.
make it here with some day left. Yeah.
So it's afternoon between talking and going over everything. I'd say it's not nightfall, but the sun is going down. And there's a wrap on the window outside. As the group turns and looks outside, there is a six-fingered hand that hits the window once. And then you hear running. And in the distance, you see the, disheveled pants of a person and this human goat-like creature running away from the lodge, carrying a body part in its mouth. It is burnt. It's charred.
Fuck me.
And it runs west. And I will pick us up when we come back in January, hunting down a cryptid that is now carrying a piece of one of the creatures that you burned, heading west.
Oh my god.
On our first hunt, the camera cuts, and I will show you and I will show the audience, the camera cuts to this group of 30 traveling through the snow over the course. And as it pulls way back and the clouds and the snow part for just a moment, there is this temple on a hill, lights burning, mountain peaks in the background, and a line of odd creatures twitching with tendrils coming out of orifices and pores, waiting in line as your sister is touching each one of them on the shoulder as they go in through this long line. There are more than 30. This line is miles out from the temple as she is going through and touching each one of them as they're making their way into the temple, like being blessed before a sermon. And I will cut us there for our episode 3 for the beginning of our winter hunt. We come back in January for this. We are going to have other things that go on during the month. Don't worry, we still have Watching Paint Dry this week. Does anyone have anything? This is our last ETHAUNTIA show before the new year. Does anyone have anything going on? I know Kelly's on a couple shows coming up. What do you got, Kelly? What are you going to be? I heard you're wearing lipstick and fishnet. That's what I was told.
Lipstick and mesh. On Fun Gamer Party for December 4th and 11th at, I want to say 7-ish PM CST. I will be guesting on Bloodlines and Black Magic, being run by one of the main creators of the
Jay's running it?
Series. Jay?
Yeah, Jay Storm Bunny in
it.
chat, if anyone has seen him in chat.
Yes. I will be playing Allie's manager.
Oh God, that seems right. Allie, are you in the show too?
Sure am. Reprising as Mary Skelly, who is the lyricist of the band and a brawler.
And you guys have in December this month as well, correct?
We do. We're going very light within December this month. It's going to be very light programming, but we are excited for what we're going to be doing.
And good old Drew, your ass is moving.
I am moving. We're moving January 1st, so leading up to it. But nothing, no streaming the rest of this week because I'm going to be at PAX. I leave tomorrow morning. Nice. But as an announcement, just because I'm really proud of her, my wife Tony is now a licensed therapist.
What was she before?
Passed her test
a licensed
yesterday.
What?
An associate. She was an associate therapist.
I was going to make up something really funny.
3,000 hours later, she finally has her license. Exactly.
Nothing like training in therapy to want to kill yourself. That's a lot of hours, man. That's a lot of hours.
It's a lot of hours. California has the most. I think everywhere else, like Michigan, I think is 2,000. Everywhere else is like 1,500.
Fuck that. Good for her, though. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Todd, anything for you this week coming up? Any new stuff for you over December?
I'm going to be burning through December, making sure I have all the character art done for our characters for the show.
We're going to have new merch coming out over the course of December, too, and we are going to be doing a December show coming up. I don't know what the full cast is for that. I'm sure Todd, though, as a Gremlins fan, is probably going to want to play.
If you'll have me. Maybe. All right, well, I see Drew ran away. I wasn't telling everyone to wave bye, but Drew ran away.
Drew.
Bye, Drew.
Drew. Bye, Drew. I'm going to flip through this. Drew. Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew, you ran.
Drew?
You ran, Drew.
He wanted to go see his sister at her new temple.
Drew is so confounded about what's going on. He just ran away from everybody. Well, everyone wave bye. I'm going to give us our last closing statement here before we go into everything.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Drew says bye too from the heart. From the heart, he says bye. So
the
everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We will still be around in December. By we, I mean myself primarily, but Thursday, we do have Watching Paint Dry. It is not a one, but a double laffle for this week. We're going to be doing our Blade of the Witches, the Dothmari Witches. That's the one that Riddles painted last month. And on top of that, one of our sponsors, Delvingwood, gave out a tile set that we're painting. Riddles Eyes will be live Thursday at noon, doing a double raffle giveaway. So either pick up your Ko-Fi tickets, come to the show. It's the last one for the month for that as well. But I will be around. We have a bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing this month in preparation for things, some corpse talk maybe. And of course, on the 18th, Monday the 18th, we're going to be doing our Christmas stream. And I'm doing something in homage to Gremlins, one of my favorite movies of all time, except in one of my new custom settings. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you for all the cards that were played. I saw Anna showed up tonight. Welcome, Anna. Great to see you here. And we got some new merch dropping this month, so just join us over in Discord. I'll be running a bunch of games as well. And thank you so much for being here. I feel like I should be saying a saying for this series, but I don't have one. Go find a superstition near you. That's what I'll say. Find a superstition near you. What could go wrong? Night, everybody. Kelly said just put some goat milk on it.